to 5K whole likes. We got this. We can do it. I believe in you. We can do it. I believe in you. We got this. We can do this. I believe in you. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen though. Share. I've already said that one. I'm sorry. I'm looping. If you disagree, only request to join if you think that being lesbian is wrong and you're 18 or older. That's not the case. Don't request to join.
Is the echo gone now?
Yeah, the echo's gone. Yeah.
Yay!
Let's all be intellectual Ians today, please. Thank you. That's flattering. All right, let's get the very first guest on up here. Hey, what's up? How's it going, Sargon?
I'm very good, you?
Doing well. How old are you?
I'm over 18.
Yeah, and do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Well, what's the point of being a lesbian?
Because that's how people feel.
Okay, so if I feel that it's okay to be with a dog, is that okay for me to be with a dog?
Certainly not, because that involves a non-consenting party, whereas being a lesbian, everyone's consenting.
Oh, so it's okay if it's consenting. So if a child consents,
you got
it's
it.
okay for a child to consent?
Children can't consent. That's the thing about children.
In other countries, when child consent and they say that it's okay, is that okay?
Oh, well, I don't think consent is like a cross-country thing. Like if a country says that kids can consent at 11, I don't think that means that kids can consent at 11. I don't think that they've like properly and correctly
That's not what I asked you, sir.
Well, I'm rejecting.
Okay?
This is not. I'm not using consent in like a legal sense. I'm using it in like a psychological sense.
Oh, psychological sense.
Yeah, I just think that
okay.
so you can do things with people who can consent, and you can't do things with people who can't consent.
So are you telling me that children under the age of, I don't know, 12, they can't consent?
Children under the age of 12 cannot consent. Correct.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Because their brain isn't fully developed enough to understand the implications.
What if their brain is fully developed?
I don't think that any of these people exist. Plus, I would just apply like precautionary principle.
Exist?
I would just apply a precautionary principle.
What if they do exist, sir?
I just told you I would. First of all,
I don't care whether you think they exist or not.
Wait.
I said, what if they do exist?
I actually answered you twice. Do you remember the answer?
You didn't answer. What was your answer?
I gave the answer twice. I'll give it a third time, just for you. So I would say that I would apply a precautionary principle that better safe than sorry. So we better just wait till 18.
Okay, but that's not an answer. I said, what if they do exist and their brains are fully developed? Can they now consent?
No, I would say in like a legal sense.
What do you
I'd say
mean?
probably
You just
not.
said that if their brains are developed, they can consent.
Yeah, but I'm
So if
saying
there's
like in
child
a
at the
legal
age-
sense, we
under the
probably
age of
shouldn't.
12,
And then
Wait,
and their
wait,
brains
I'm
are fully
just telling
developed
you.
and they can consent.
Wait,
Why can't
buddy,
they consent?
Sargon, you're like bending over fucking backwards to justify.
Dude, you're going against your
children
fucking word,
consenting.
dude. You're fucking contradicting yourself.
Are you okay?
Yeah, wait, what's the
bro?
contradiction?
Ain't nobody talking to you, Sam.
Yeah, Sargon,
Okay.
Sargon, you're
Contradicting yourself.
big
So
mad
in
right
one
now.
instance, you said
You're
that if
you're a
brain is
mad
developed,
Madeline. Let's
that
just be a
if
calm Corey.
If a brain
Let's
is
chill out a
developed,
little
they
bit.
can consent.
Let's take a deep breath,
therefore,
Sargon.
Your premise is, if a brain is fully developed, therefore they can consent. So if a person,
No, wait,
at the
that's
age
not my
younger than 12
premise.
years old,
That's
if their
not my
brain is
premise.
fully developed, they can consent according to you.
Yeah, wait. So first of all, I would need you to demonstrate these people who at the age of 12 have like the fully developed brain. Plus, again, I'd say that it's better to just apply a precautionary principle.
There's 7 billion people on this planet. Are you telling me there's not one person on this planet under the age of 12 years old that their brain is not fully developed?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, you can put your life on that bet?
Yeah, come and shoot me if I'm wrong.
Dude, you don't know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Dude.
wait, source it.
You're
Wait,
making a bet,
source
you're
it.
making
Wait,
a gamble.
wait,
You don't know
Sargon,
what you're
source
saying
it.
is true.
Source it.
Because
Source
you don't
it.
know what you're saying is true.
Source it.
Okay, in Yemen, there are people in Yemen, there are persons in Yemen, in the country. Have you ever heard of Yemen? Do you know where Yemen is located?
Yeah, I'm aware of
Where's
where
it
Yemen is located. Are we doing like trivia?
Where is Yemen located, sir?
Is it the Middle East or is it in Africa?
Yeah, but where? Where?
Like the Middle East?
Okay, but where in the Middle East?
The fuck? What kind of a question is this? Are we doing? Wait, did you lose the argument so hard that we've pivoted to
I knew
trivia
this
night?
was- I knew you were an idiot. So in Yemen, they say that what we say are children, they say they're not children.
Yeah, and I think they're wrong insofar as these
Why are
people's
they wrong?
brains aren't
They say that
developed.
you're wrong. Being lesbian is wrong.
Oh, that's fine, but they think that kids can consent, so I don't really care much
Yeah.
about their
So,
opinions.
so who's wrong in this situation? I say
They
both of
are.
you are wrong.
They're the
What
ones
about
who
that?
are wrong
I say
because we
they're
have.
wrong and you're wrong.
Yeah, because we have empirical data about what happens in relationships
Oh,
between children and
they have
adults.
empirical data too.
Oh yeah, show the empirical data. Let's see it.
Okay, they've been like that for thousands of years. There's
Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
wrong with their
and the
community.
conditions
There's
of
nothing wrong with their
children
community.
are doing pretty
Okay,
bad.
can you show me empirical data? What happens to a community that does those things that Yemen does? Can you show me that?
Oh yeah, wait, that does
Oh, okay. Go ahead, I would like to see that.
P3dophilic stuff. Yeah, I'd
Are
be
you
happy
saying
to
that
do
the
so.
people of Yemen are disgusting?
Good at defending the position that he was defending. Yeah, I don't know.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, recovering.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, gotta put Yemen on the bingo. That's so funny. Emma.
real.
Jeff, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you're in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older, and that you think being lesbian is wrong. If you don't do that, probably not going to talk to you. But damn, that was crazy. Yeah.
What an awful hill to choose to die on. That's
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine defending P3dophilia instead of just accepting like lesbians. Crazy. What's up, Sensei? How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
How old are you?
I just turned 35.
Okay. And do you think being lesbian is wrong?
I didn't see the topic right away, but I'm willing to discuss it. I thought it
Well,
was
is that
gonna
what
be,
you believe, or is it not what you believe?
I would say it's against my beliefs, but I think being gay.
Wait, you gotta say lesbian, otherwise TikTok will.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, being lesbian. It's like seems less harmful than like two men. You know what I'm saying? Like, like what's the worst that could happen with two girls? You know what I'm saying? Like, so inherently, it seems less harmful, but
So
I
it
think
just sounds like you're in favor of lesbians. I'm confused.
well, I mean, with my spiritual views, like I believe is wrong. Like, because I mean, we're designed. Like, if I was a woman, I'd want to be with a man. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't like be lesbian. So I
Well,
think
yeah, but some people might be lesbian, so why is it wrong for them to be lesbian?
it's a good question. Well, I think inherently it's wrong. Like, we're not designed to be with the same sex, right?
Well, what do you mean by designed?
like biologically, like
Yeah, our biology doesn't have a design. Biology has like functions, like descriptive things, but it doesn't have purpose. It doesn't have like a
what do you mean it doesn't have a purpose? Like, we're all made to reproduce.
No,
I'm
because so
saying?
purpose implies like a specific end goal. It doesn't have, we don't have purpose. Purpose is subjective. Let's take like a hammer, for example. A hammer doesn't have like an objective purpose. You could use it for a number of things. You could use it to hammer in nails.
is, like,
You
you're
could
trying
use
to
it
sound
to like
smart,
squish
but,
a
like,
bug.
what
You
you're
could
saying
use it to
doesn't make sense.
like prop up a table. You could use a hammer. It has lots of functions, but it has no purpose. It's only within the hand. Yeehaw! Thank you so much, Petus. It's only within the hands of someone that they can assign the purpose to it.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Like,
Which part?
you're saying, like, okay, like our genitals, they don't have a purpose, right? They're just there.
They have functions. They do things, but they don't have a purpose. You don't have like a moral obligation to use them for a specific thing.
No, but biologically, like, we're made that way. Like, we're not, like, you're not supposed to be with another man or another woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? If everybody was,
No, not at all. So if
if
you,
everybody was like that, like, our species wouldn't reproduce at all, and we'd all be extinct. You
well,
know
that's
what I'm
not
saying?
true. So there's like a couple things there. First, there's like lots of people who you're probably not comfortable saying are doing something wrong. For example, by this logic, you'd have to say that nuns and monks who take vows of celibacy to never have children, that these people have done something wrong by becoming a monk or a nun. Second, there's like lots of ways that lesbians actually can have
No,
kids.
I mean, that's totally different. Like,
Yeah, why is that different?
I mean, because it's a choice. Like, celibacy is a choice.
Yeah,
Like,
AG, thanks so much for the fireworks. In fact, that actually makes it more compelling why being lesbian is not wrong, because being lesbian isn't a choice. So if you say that it's fine to be a monk or a nun because it is a choice,
not a choice though? Like, you know,
what?
if you're attracted to the same sex, like there's something mentally wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Not at all. Why is there something mentally wrong with you?
because if you have that attitude, like your genetics will become extinct. You know what I'm saying? Like those people won't reproduce.
Well, okay, so first, this is not true because there's technologies like IVF or surrogacy, but that's also not true just evolutionarily speaking, because it's much more likely that somebody will be gay or lesbian if they have siblings who are not. There's evolutionary reasons behind that, but it allows the spreading of your genetics via your like siblings spreading their genetics.
Okay. Yeah, I see your point. I mean, it just, you know, to me, it really comes down to biology. Like, a man.
What about bio? You haven't been able to point out.
To be with a woman, you know, and if.
Wait, so design implies like a designer, and I don't believe in a designer.
Biologically. And like, that's the other thing. I really wanted to talk with you about the whole, like, God and spirituality thing. I thought that's what the topic was today, but...
Well, wait, I mean, if you want to talk about that, then, like, come back later, but what you're doing right now is just not engaging with the argument. You haven't established why these things have purposes.
In terms of your physical biology, a man is designed to be with a woman.
Prove it.
Your argument is, oh, just because we have a penis or a vagina, like, we're not designed to, like, reproduce with the opposite sex because it can have multiple functions and all this bullshit you're spewing out.
Wait,
like,
critique?
Smart,
can I get a critique of that argument?
If you look around you,
critique.
You can see examples of intelligent design everywhere around you, and you think you're smarter than God, and you think you know it all, but you don't, bro.
Okay.
Like, that's the thing.
Yeah, so let's talk about intelligent design. So 75% of our DNA is completely useless. If we were intelligently designed, then why is our design so shit?
I mean, it's not like how the night turns the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, wait. I want you to answer the question.
You can look all
why
around.
Why is 75% of our DNA useless if we were intelligently designed?
Sorry, say that again.
Why is 75% of our DNA useless if we were intelligently designed?
I mean, that's just a pointless argument. Like, you're just
answer. It's not a pointless argument. Okay, you have no answer.
75% of our DNA is pointless, but our DNA like makes up who we are. So,
but it could do so more efficiently, which means if it was designed, it was designed really poorly.
Pointless. That just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So it does this function, but it does it very inefficiently. If we were in fact intelligently designed, you could have made this extremely efficient, but God didn't, which means that we weren't intelligently designed. Because if we were, our design would have been perfect, but it's not perfect. It can be made better in a multitude of ways by getting rid of all the superfluous DNA.
I mean, I can tell you this. I've seen spirits with my fucking eyes. How do you explain that shit? You know
that's just going to be stimulation of the right temporal lobe.
You said what?
It's just going to be stimulation of the right temporal lobe. It's associated with all spiritual experiences.
I've seen a shadow person manifest in front of me from two black orbs with my physical eyes. That ain't no right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen too much stuff, you know, so like I've seen it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait, it sounds like you were having a bit of a hallucination.
It wasn't a hallucination. I wasn't on any hard drugs or anything like that. Like, it wasn't, it was in the light and I seen it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
there are a lot of things that can cause hallucinations without you taking any substances. A lack of sleep can cause a certain amount of
I'm telling you guys, right? I know for a fact, the same way I see a person, a physical person, I saw this entity. Or
that's what people who have hallucinations. That is bar for bar what a person who had a hallucination would say. Yeah.
To see a shadow person manifest a humanoid figure from two black orbs right in front of me.
Yep.
That's not a hallucination. Like,
that sounds exactly like a hallucination.
Yeah, but if I had some type of disorder, the hallucinations would be regular and recurrent.
You don't need a disorder.
You don't have to have a disorder.
No, dude. That's like the whole point I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? So the intelligent design, to bring it back to the
Wait, but
argument.
let's not pivot away because we were pivoting all over the place. At first, we were talking about the
Yeah.
lesbian topic, but your
Well,
arguments couldn't hack
I
it,
just
so
wanted
you tried to
touch
pivot to
base
the
with you
God
about it, man,
topic.
'cause I really think,
Specifically in intelligent design, you had no answer for why our DNA is designed so poorly. So you pivoted to I've seen spirits, and now you have no answer when we tell you you were
well, no,
hallucinating.
because you were
So now you're
talking about
pivoting back to intelligent design.
talking about how
Let's not be a pivoting
spirituality
Perry.
isn't real and
Let's
all
not be
this
a
stuff.
pivoting Perry. Let's just pick an argument that you feel strongly about and stick with it. Let's see it all the way through.
Well, I mean, I'd really like to discuss more of the spirituality and the religion topic.
Well, I want to talk about like why being lesbian is wrong. So,
Well, we could talk more about that, but I mean, my main argument is just the way we're biologically designed.
why is our biology designed so inefficiently?
That's like an impossible question to answer. Like, I can't.
Yeah, if you
I
think
can't
God
break
designed
down
us,
the
that is an
structure of
impossible question to
DNA and
answer,
everything
yeah.
like that. So it's like
Yeah.
you try to come up with these scientific facts to make it seem like you're smarter than other people, but like, you know, it's the creator, it's the intelligent design at work. Like,
So
why
I
is
just
our
want to be
DNA
clear what
like
you're
these
saying
questions
when you
can't answer?
say Sensei, when you say that it's an impossible question for you to answer, that means that this is a piece of data which is radically unexpected in your worldview. It is radically unexpected that our DNA would be so inefficient to the point where you find it an impossible question to answer if God was the one who designed it. Whereas under my worldview, the worldview that we came from evolution, this is exactly what we would expect under evolution. So this is a piece of data that you have literally no explanation for, and is strong evidence against your worldview.
I disagree with that. It's just
You literally said it's
you're just
impossible for you to
blowing
answer.
smoke.
I can
Like,
give an answer for why
like
our
you're trying
DNA
to
is
sound
like that.
smart, but I mean it's simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the genitalia. Two women aren't designed to be intimate together.
Well,
It's
nobody's
wrong.
designed
So,
for anything.
However, people try to justify it, they're gonna try to justify it through their own sexual urges. Like, you know, let's say somebody's an incel, but you know, other men have very high sex drives, right? So they just get with other men and they justify it so they can get off.
Wait, so you think that
it's wrong? It's satanic.
so you're saying that those people are
Promoting a
just
satanic
incels?
agenda. You know, it's wrong.
Yeah,
You think a man, a man
You pivoted to just like
doing
regurgitating
another man up the
buzzwords.
butt. You think that's you think that's a good thing? You think that's we're designed to do?
I
that?
think I don't think we were designed by anything. I think you have like listening comprehension skills, but I don't think we were designed for any purpose. But I think that people should be free to do whatever they want to
We're
do.
designed to survive and reproduce. That's our whole.
Yeah, wait, but
purpose.
you haven't been able to prove that because you tried to
What do you mean?
you tried to imagine a designer, and your designer got torn to shreds. I have like easy
It's
basic
not
data
about
that you can't
imagining a
explain.
Designer, okay, I would say read the Quran. Okay, the Quran is the same as Muhammad wrote it. The Bible, it's been rewritten many times. In the Quran, it has a very simple message, and that's you look all around you, how the night turns to day. You look at the beautiful trees, the trees with assortments of fruit that we can eat, and you're gonna tell me that that's not intelligent design at work? Like, it's just asinine that you would think that, there's a higher power that knows all, that can see all. And
Yeah,
that has
so
the power,
the Quran gets like
manifestation,
science facts.
frequency,
The Quran gets
vibration,
basic
you know what I'm
science
saying?
facts wrong. So the Quran literally says that the prostate is located between the chest and the rib cage. The prostate isn't located between the chest and the rib cage.
The Quran actually has many more accurate scientific.
So why does it
facts that have been
say
proven
why
to
does
be
the Quran
true.
contain a scientific inaccuracy?
I have a book that just breaks it down.
I want you to get
One
the
is
explanation. I don't
it
care about
talks
your
like,
book.
the shape of an embryo.
Wait,
know,
I don't care. Just give the explanation. Why does the Quran get a basic science fact wrong?
Well, I counter your argument to tell you that I've read about how there's many more scientific facts, which I'm not.
Do you think that there's like
well-versed on, but I know that
falsehoods?
there's
Do you think
many
there's
more
falsehoods in the Quran?
scientific truths that have came true in the Quran?
Do you think that there's falsehoods in the
Shape
Quran?
of the embryo, like I just mentioned, they
Do
knew how to
you
describe
think
the shape
there are
of the embryo before
falsehoods?
technology could even reveal
Do you
that.
think there are
So,
falsehoods in the Quran?
I mean, I don't know. That's a hard question to answer.
Well, it's a yes or no question.
I've
It's actually
read it,
quite
but
easy.
to say if it's any religious text is 100% accurate or
Perfect. Then how do you know that any of the stuff about lesbians is
nobody can say
accurate?
that for sure. You know, it's more of like a spiritual confirmation you get.
So how do you know that any of the stuff about lesbians in the Quran is correct?
I don't know. I mean, I've read the Quran, but
You
I
have no
to
answer.
familiarize myself with like.
Gotcha. So you're saying that being lesbian is wrong because it says so in the Quran, but you admit that there are falsehoods in the Quran, which means I have no reason to think that being lesbian is wrong because this could just be another falsehood.
For sure, or if there are falsehoods, nobody can. You can't.
Oh,
say
well,
that.
I can say for certain that there are falsehoods in the Quran pretty easily, actually.
But you also can't say for certain that there are scientific facts that have been confirmed as well. So
I can say that there. Well, yeah, but presumably, if it were the word of God, then all of the facts would be true, but not all of the facts are true.
I mean,
Unless of course you think God is a liar.
You
Do you think God's a liar?
I mean, I think men can do their best interpretation to like interpret God's message. Which
Do you think God? Wait. So what was the question, and how do you think that answers it? Or were you not listening?
What do you mean? State the question.
So I asked you a question. Do you remember what that question was, or were you not listening?
You said something about how there's misinformation in the Quran. And
No, that was like 10 questions ago.
Well, I mean, you're just being rude now. Like I asked you.
Well, you're just wait. You say that I'm being rude? You literally weren't listening.
You're just trying to gaslight me right now, and you're just blowing.
There's
smoke.
no gaslighting. I'm asking you basic questions.
I asked you to repeat the question, and you said, "Oh, you
Well,
weren't."
wait. I just want you to
started
admit that you
being
weren't
a dick.
listening.
Like I was listening. I asked you to repeat the question because I wasn't sure what question you're referring to, and then you want to go.
The last question I asked you before we got on this route. Do you remember the question, or were you not listening?
I just told you to repeat it.
But do you remember the question, or were you not listening? I want an answer.
I was listening.
So
but
then
I
what was the
can't recall
question?
The specific question you're referencing because you keep spewing out a bunch of bullshit.
No,
Yeah.
wait, there was no bullshit spewed between the time I asked you the question and then the time I asked you to
Well,
give
why
me
won't
the
you
question
repeat the
back.
question?
Gotcha, so you weren't listening. That's perfect. So the question was, does God lie?
No, but you lie because I just told you I was listening.
Oh, yeah, but you weren't able to tell me the basic question. So if God doesn't lie, that means everything in the Quran is true. But everything in the Quran is not true, which means God must lie.
The Quran was written by a man. It wasn't written by God.
Gotcha. So if it wasn't written by God, then that takes out your only argument.
It was divinely inspired.
Gotcha.
By God.
So then
Like,
why should I
you
take
could
seriously the
you
stuff
could
that it
take
says
any
about lesbians
like,
if it contains
religious
lies?
texts are open to like interpretation. Like, you know, like so you could put any spin on any religious text you want to fit your narrative, and that's all you're doing. Anyone can take one line or one verse. You know, I'm asking you, read the entire Quran with like an open mind. You know what I'm saying? All you're doing is like cherry picking stuff to like validate your argument.
No, not at all. So why should I take the Quran, or why should I take seriously the verses about being lesbian if you admit that there are lies in the Quran?
I never said that. I never.
Oh, okay,
admitted
wait.
that
So
there
do you
were
think the prostate
falsehoods.
is located
I
between the
said
spine
I
and the
can't
rib
say
cage?
that for 100% certain.
Do you think
and
the
neither can
spine,
you.
or do you think the prostate is located between the spine and rib cage?
I'd like to see where it says specifically and what you're referencing
Yeah, let's look it up.
because you know
This is going to be 86, 5 through 7. It says, let people then consider what they were created from. They were created from a spurting fluid stemming from between the backbone and the rib cage. The prostate isn't between the backbone and the rib cage, in case you're confused.
yeah. What do you mean? It's in between the two.
Do you think the prostate is in between your spine and your rib cage?
Well, it's in the middle of the body, right?
You think?
It is, yeah.
It sure isn't.
Do you know where your spine and your rib cage are?
Well, yeah.
Do you know what the prostate is?
They're in your torso. Do you know
Yeah,
where the
like
prostate
the
is?
prostate's like at the base of your spine, but it's in between the rib
It
cage.
sure
and the
isn't.
spine.
So in between the spine, we have like two planes here. We got like the spine, or we got the rib cage, and then we got the spine. So it's saying that the prostate is like approximately in this area.
But you're using one line, okay? Which
Gotcha. Wait. So the perfect. Just
to try to,
concede.
like-
Just concede. Just concede that it contains falsehoods.
I mean, it's foolish. Like you're
Concede that it
you're
contains
out here
falsehoods.
You're seeking God, right? Like God told me to tell you this shit. Like that's what you don't understand. Like,
Concede that it
you have
contains
a void in your
falsehoods.
heart that can't be filled. by
If
anything
God
but
if God told you to
spirituality.
do this, then I would hope He would equip you with better counter arguments. Just concede that it contains falsehoods.
I mean, to me, that's not a falsehood. It makes sense to me. I mean,
It makes sense that your prostate is between your spine and your rib cage. That makes sense to you.
in the context that it's written in, yes. You know, when
What's
they
the
don't
context that it was
when
written
they
in?
have like zero scientific knowledge, to me, yes, you know, where the seminal fluid leads to and all that is in between the rib cage.
Does God
and the
have zero
spine.
scientific knowledge? Jillian, thank you so much for the subscription. I'm so happy to have you in the community.
But like I told you, there's many more scientific
Wait, what's the
facts.
context?
There's many more
Wait, what's the
scientific
context? Don't
facts that can
pivot.
be
Don't pivot.
verified.
Don't pivot. What's the context?
The context of, hold on.
I don't care about these like random unrelated facts. I want the context to this one.
Of what? You want the scientific facts that
I want the context to the spine and the rib cage.
Well, I mean, it's a pointless argument. Okay,
It is.
you're
It's a
trying to-
very pointed argument. In fact, it just demonstrates that there are falsehoods in the Quran.
Yeah, but like I've explained to you, there's many more scientific facts that have been verified.
But wait. Okay,
Okay.
but that doesn't matter because if there's even
That
one that's
invalidate
wrong,
your argument
because
totally.
if there's even
There's
one
more
that's wrong, if
scientific,
there's
accurate
even
facts
one, if there's
than
even
inaccurate. So,
one
if
that's
you
wrong,
look in the
then
context
it
of
completely
the entire
thrashes your
Quran
argument
and all the
because that
scientific
means that
facts
there are
that are
lies
verified
in the
that overwhelm
Quran.
this
Specifically,
one
you
point,
can't appeal and
your
say that
argument's
being
pointless.
lesbian is wrong because the Quran said so. Because if there are falsehoods in the Quran, I have no reason to think that being lesbian, when it says that being lesbian is wrong, that also isn't a falsehood.
All right, well then why don't you be, you know, why don't you date people of the same sex then?
How do you know I don't?
I mean, because you never told us.
Why do I need to disclose this information?
I'm just saying, if you think it's not wrong, why don't you live your life like that and see how it turns out? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I will.
As someone who lives their life like that, I'm having a fantastic time. But that's just me.
Well, do you got anything else, or should we move to the next guest?
I mean, it's really, we're getting nowhere with this, dude. You're just gonna.
Yep. Well, appreciate coming on up here. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends. Let's get all the way up to 30K likes. If everyone left like 20 likes right now, we'd be there already. If you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly-Ian, and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Both are in my bio. Sam's stuff is in their bio as well. Yeah. Make sure you're dropping a follow as well if you never want to miss a debate in the future. What's up, Griffey? How's it going? How old are you?
What's up? I'd be pretty mad too if I had a cleft lip and a receding hairline, but
Oh, okay. Damn, that's so sad. I don't have a cleft lip though, but my hairline is fucked. That part's true. But can I just ask how old you are? Okay, I accept your surrender. Folded like a chair, scrambled like an omelet, reformatted like a hard drive. Get your ankles absolutely shattered. You will never debate again.
What the actual fuck?
Too easy. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
How's it going, man? Going
Doing
good.
well. How old are you?
I am 40 years old.
Yeah. And do you think that being lesbian is wrong?
I believe that it is against nature, so I would say that it is wrong.
Now, when you say nature, people mean a lot of things when they say nature. So do you mean that it's like that the majority of the population isn't lesbian, or do you mean that like when we look to the animal kingdom, we don't see this? What do you mean when you say it's like against nature?
Well, I say is against the order. See, I'm a Christian, so I believe that God created everything to work in a certain order. And I believe because we live in a world that have fallen tendencies, we have gotten out of that order, but it's not supposed to be that way.
Oh, okay, wait. So then what's the order of like malaria?
You know, what I mean, like the world's fallen. So
So wait, then how do you know that it actually isn't just that God isn't somebody who just like loves lesbians, and actually when people are straight, that this is like disorder that God doesn't like?
Oh no, yeah, God loves everyone. He loves lesbians. He loves.
But how do you know that he doesn't like lesbian acts, and actually that he dislikes like straight acts? How do you know that that's not the case?
Well, because he said that in his word. You know, when you read Romans 1, it says that that's against him.
Oh,
because
yeah. Then you would all you need to do is just prove that the Bible is true. Then go for it. What's the proof?
Well, see, we cannot prove God, but we cannot prove God either.
Okay, so that's fine. So any claim that's put forward without evidence can also be dismissed without evidence. So you have no evidence for your claim. So I have no reason to think that being lesbian is wrong, insofar as I have no reason to think that the Bible is true.
Well, imagine if the whole world was homosexual, wouldn't we just go out into extinction?
No, not necessarily, because there's processes like IVF. Also, by this logic, you would also need to say that being a nun is wrong, because these people take a vow of celibacy.
Oh yeah, I agree, because...
You think being a nun is wrong?
Well, no, not that it is wrong, it's a choice, but the Bible says that man was created for women, that we're supposed to unite and multiply.
Yeah, and I'm asking you, you can't prove that the Bible is true, so I'm not going to take anything that the Bible says seriously.
But we cannot disprove either.
Oh, well, we actually easily can disprove the Bible. For example, the flood didn't happen. Let's start there.
Well, no, there are evidence of a flood.
So if the flood happened, how did the kangaroos get to Australia?
Well, we know that, continents have separated.
And when did these continents separate?
Brazil, it could easily be after a big earthquake, after the flood.
No. When did these continents separate?
Well, we don't have a number.
We do have a number. Around a billion years ago. Humans, on the other hand, are around 200,000 years old. So the difference between a billion and 200,000 is approximately a billion. So Earth split apart long before humans existed, which means that there's no point in time where Pangea existed at the same time as humans. So I'll just ask you again, if the flood happened, how did the kangaroos get to Australia?
I was reading an article that they found a 2,000-year-old seal by doing carbon dating, So what you're doing, you're just making a claim without proving true, and you...
Which part of the claim do you want proven true?
That the Earth separated a billion years ago.
Yep. Yeah, I'll get you the source for that. So the source for that is going to be... Oh, wait, it's actually around like 200 million, but it's the same argument regardless. The difference between 200 million and 200,000 is going to be around 200 million.
So, just source, do they have a video?
Yep. Yeah. So the source is going to be livescience.com. The article is Pangea Facts About an Ancient Supercontinent. It says that it existed 320 million to 195 million years ago. So it split apart around 195 million years ago.
And what methods did they use for that?
What methods did they use? That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think so. It appears that what they used, is they measured continental drift and then used that to figure out the rate at which it must occur in order for Pangea to have existed.
Huh. And did they record that happening?
They calculated that happening.
There's no video recording of the continent splitting?
Oh, yeah, well, there is, right? It's in the evidence.
Oh,
It's
they
in the
require
fact
2
that
billion.
continents move every year.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I
you know,
think
you
right
have
now he is
to.
asking for a video of 200 million years ago Pangea splitting. I think
Yeah,
that's what's
because
being
every
asked for.
Yeah,
if
they got a bunch
because
of
if
dudes with GoPros down there to film Pangea splitting 200 million years ago.
Hell yeah.
okay,
Can I
okay,
get
that's
the,
good.
can I
That's
get
yeah.
the, do they have like a video of God?
Oh yeah, because everything's a claim, right? Everybody can just come up and making a claim. That's what you're doing. That they did
No,
this.
so the
There's no
claim,
proof.
wait, so the claim is that continents travel a tiny distance every single year. The claim is that they've been doing this at a predictable rate, and then the implication of this is that one time they were all together, and this implication is backed up by all of the evidence surrounding things like fossils and like grain or like granite deposits.
So why hasn't the continents united if they have
Because
separated for so
they
long?
move apart very slowly, and they will move together very slowly as well.
Oh, so they will eventually unite.
Yeah, but we see we can measure descriptively as an objective scientific fact that the continents are moving.
Yeah, I know it is moving to, you know, a certain degree, but see, whatever you're saying, it happened 200 million years ago. That's the claim that you probably and I would disagree.
Well, yeah,
I-
wait. So I've laid out my evidence just that we know the
No, you
time
laid out
at which
my
this splits
claim.
apart. I have like evidence and studies to back up my claims.
No, you
So
don't.
wait, I do. I just cited you. I just cited you a
Do you have
website.
videos? Do you have videos of that
Wait,
happening?
do you have videos of God?
Exactly, it's all a claim, right?
No,
Whatever you're
no.
telling
Because
me-
so you're setting up. It's not a claim. It's a double standard. You're setting up one standard for me to pass, whereas you just get to walk your claims right on in. I'm
not
giving
at
you
all.
evidence based on mathematics and geology, and the descriptive facts about the shore samples and fossils that exist that would indicate the time period at which the splitting happened.
Sir, that's just a claim. Just like the
But
Bible.
no, this is
just a claim.
evidence. The claim is that Pangea split apart 200 million years ago. All of this is evidence for the claim. Which
Yeah, you
which
know-
pieces of the evidence do you disagree with?
Is that there is no eyewitness of that happening. So it's just
And
a
why would
claim.
we need an eyewitness to make it true?
Why? Because without eyewitness, it is a claim. Just like
No,
do
it's
you
not.
have
That's not the case because we can
Well,
have
see-
like lots of things that happen even if we have no eyewitnesses. For example, if we have if there's like a boulder that falls down the mountain because of years of erosion, we can conclude this just by knowing that there's like places where the boulder has left like a deep impact. There's like a perfect spot which the boulder fits into, that there's water erosion around where the boulder is, and that the boulder is now on the ground. From this
Beautiful.
evidence, it all points very strongly to the fact that the boulder used to be up there, but because of water erosion, it fell down. We can gather evidence to support specific conclusions. So what evidence do you have to support your conclusion that it split apart around 50,000 years ago? What's your evidence? Go ahead.
No. See, the evidence is that everything that exists, the programming inside of the DNA, the programming into the seasons, and the programming to animals and bees flying from flower to flower, is that there is a programmer. That's the evidence. We don't have eyewitness. We have Moses. Moses was right there, but hey, there's no eyewitness of Moses. So whatever you're saying is a claim. Whatever I'm saying is a claim.
No,
Everything's
it's
a
not,
claim.
because your
Yes,
claims
it
don't
is.
have evidence to them, specifically
Moses.
because that if God is the one who programmed us, if he's the one who made our DNA, then he did a pretty shit job of it. 75% of our DNA is completely useless.
Oh, hey, I agree with you, but like I mentioned, he said as well that we are living in a cursed world.
Oh, gotcha. Wait, so you wanted to appeal to DNA, but when I appeal to DNA, you're saying, no, that's not evidence against me. So you want to say, well, DNA is certainly evidence that God exists, but DNA can't possibly ever be evidence that God doesn't exist. No. You
No, it
want
is
another
evidence.
double standard. You want to appeal to DNA, but you don't like it when I appeal to DNA.
Oh no, I am right there with you. That DNA is an evidence that there is a God that have programmed the DNA, but then you told the DNA is what is the word? Has a problems with it, right? And I'm saying
That it's
yes,
extraordinarily inefficient. Yeah.
yeah, but see, we were told that everything would have a problem because of the situation we are living in. You know, we are living
prove it.
in a.
Prove it.
Well, you just told me, you know, the DNA has issues. We have cancers, we have death, we have malaria. Everything's not working accordingly to how it's supposed to work.
And
That's why
how
we
is
have
it? And
lesbians, my
how
friend.
is it supposed to work? And how do you know that that's how it's supposed to work?
Well, because we look at previous scriptures that it is for me.
And
For you, I
what's the
claim-
evidence that the scripture is true?
Well, didn't I just say Moses?
Oh, and what's the evidence that Moses existed or did any of this stuff?
Oh, yeah. The evidence would be a whole entire country keeping records of their own history. That's the
Yeah,
evidence,
go
a whole
for it.
entire
Yes,
country.
what's going to be the evidence of this?
Well, they keep records of their own history, right? That's the evidence.
Which
history.
one?
You know, that they got out of Egypt.
Yeah, wait.
Isn't
Which
that evidence?
country kept these records? Was it the country that didn't exist until like the 50s?
You talk about Israel?
Yeah. Which country
So
are you
you're
talking
sa-
about?
So you're saying the
Wait.
flood used-
Which country are you talking about?
I'm talking about Israel.
Yeah. So where was Israel in like the 1800s?
You know, we know that Flavius Josephus.
Wait. I
was
just
a
want you to
historian. Hold
answer.
on.
I just want you to answer the question. Did Israel exist in like the 1800s?
He existed 2,000 years ago when Jesus walked.
Yeah.
the earth.
But in the 1800s specifically, did it exist?
Well, it's irrelevant because
No.
we're not
It
talking
is
about the
relevant because
1800s.
you said that the country has maintained records, which means that you need an unbroken chain, but the chain is broken.
Yeah, but we still have the people.
So wait,
that
I
keep
need an
their own
answer to the
history, right?
question. I need an answer to the question. Did it exist in the 1800s?
Not inside of the country of Israel.
Perfect. So then the records themselves are going to be unreliable. If you suppose that they are accurate historical facts.
Okay, that sounds good. Now you made a claim that is unreliable. Can you show me when the chain have been broken?
Oh
Can you
yeah,
show
just
me
that there's
when
like
they
times
lost-
when Israel didn't exist.
Do you think that they never kept records of their own
But
existence?
so you're specifically appealing to the country of Israel as being like the record keeper, but you're saying that there was a time period when there was no record keeper, but the records are still reliably kept.
No, what I'm saying, when I say the country, I'm talking about the people of the country because, you know, we know there was no country, but they still kept record of what had happened
Gotcha.
throughout
So
their
you're
history,
appealing
right?
not to the country itself, but rather to the people. So why should I believe that these records have been reliably kept?
Why shouldn't you?
Oh, well, I shouldn't because there's no evidence for the Exodus. None whatsoever. We would expect archaeological evidence, but we find none.
Well, see, we have, you know, I know that the Bible is just a claim, but that's history as well.
No, it's
Bible
not
has-
history as well.
Yes, it is. It is
Prove
because
it.
not even one historian ever
Prove
have
it.
disproved they have
Prove it.
found evidence of that the Bible is right, but there are things
Yeah,
that they
what's
have
the
not
evidence that
because
the
of
Bible's right? Go ahead.
its own history. That's why they make excavations.
Gotcha.
and
So
they
so
find
you're saying that the
things.
Bible is true because the Bible is true. Genius.
No, my friend, you don't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, so what's the evidence that the Bible
Historians-
is true? Go for it.
Did you know that before they make excavations, they read parts and they figure out that, hey, this location in the Bible, it says that it was there, so they start excavating over there, and guess what they find? They find what they were looking for. because
Yeah,
it
like
is on
such
the
as
Bible.
when?
Well, it is throughout the history, man. When we
Yeah,
read
name, but wait.
excavations,
Are you going to be able to name a single instance
a single instance of what?
of the
Let me-
thing that you just mentioned?
Yeah, give me just a second.
Oh, you can't even name one. You have to look.
No, yeah, I have to Google, but I know
Gotcha. So
there
you
is.
don't have any examples off the top of your head.
No,
You
off
need
top
to
of my
go
head.
and find your evidence. You left your evidence in your other pants.
Yes,
You have an argument. It just goes to a different school.
Yeah, I see. I washed those pants, so yeah, it kind of like messed up my evidence. So I need to go to Google right now.
Gotcha. Well, while we wait for the evidence or for the guest to gather up the evidence for his argument, which he is currently making, make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Let's get all the way up to 50K likes. Everyone left 20 likes. We would already be there right now. So just keep on double tapping on that screen. Share it with your friends. Do all that good stuff. Make sure you're dropping a follow to me and Sam as well if you never want to miss a debate in the future. If you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly -Ian and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Appreciate all of you. Excuse me. Thank you all so much. If you're 18 or older, you want to go play Lesbian Bingo. We're playing Lesbian Bingo in the Discord right now in live chat. You just go in there, and I think it's !lesbian, but I could be wrong about the command. And it'll pull up a bingo sheet from which you can play Lesbian Bingo.
Yeah, right. That's an excavation at Kibbutz Kiafa. I'm
Which
sorry,
one?
no,
Yeah, wait. So can I get the article that says that?
Oh yeah, sure. It's if you want to type, is a KHIRBET. RBET. The second word is QEIYAFA.
And what's the name of the article?
It's just the excavation. That word excavations. And there is another one. Is the Iron Age in Judah.
What's the website?
Let me find over here.
Wait, I'm confused as to how you're not able to just like give me the book.
Is a scholar.
It's a study. Let's see this. What's the name of the study?
That's what it is. Is a scholarly articles for excavation.
Yeah. What's the name? What's going to be the name of the study?
Excavations at Kibbutz Kiafa. That's the Armstrong Institute of Biblical Archaeology. That's the website.
Okay, and
ArmstrongInstitute.org. We have the BiblicalArchaeology.org. We have, let me see, Haaretz.com, archaeology. Oakland EDU, they have an article about that too.
Wait. Let's go one article at a time, okay?
Oh, sure, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't have all of those in my mind.
Well, you didn't even have the example in your mind.
Yeah, I didn't have.
Oh, okay, cool. Wait, so and where does this appear in the Bible?
Well, you got to read the article.
Yeah, I'm reading the article right now. It gave a verse, Joshua 15:36, that doesn't mention the name of this city. We got another one, 1 Chronicles 4:23. Also doesn't mention the name of the city. So I think the person who actually needs to read the article is you, because this article doesn't claim what you think it claims.
But we know that cities have changed names too. Many of the cities in the Old Testament, they
But
have
how do you
a new
know it's the
city.
same city?
Well, because it mentions in the Bible that this used to be this city is now known this other city, just like.
Oh yeah. Wait. So give the verse then. That's a claim. Give the verse that this city's name has changed. Go for it.
You want this specific one?
Yeah, give me the specific verse that says that the city's name has changed.
I might not be able to find. I don't know if this.
Wait, so did you just make that up, or because you said that there was a verse that there was evidence? So did you just make that up? Are you going to admit that you made the verse up?
Hold on! Don't overtalk me. You made a
yeah,
claim.
go for it. Yeah, the next things out of your mouth should be the name of the verse, or I'm sorry, I lied.
No, I didn't lie. You that didn't understand. I said there are.
Everyone heard you say that
Bible.
there was a verse that said that the city's name changed.
No,
Everyone heard that.
I said there are verses in the Bible that has said the cities have changed. I didn't say it was just a specific one.
So then, what's the relevance of that to this?
Well, you asked for historical that the Bible, have his history. That's
Gotcha.
one of them.
Wait,
but
so
you don't
why should I
accept.
think that this city's name has changed? Where in the Bible does this city appear?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But
So then how do you, then if you don't even know, then how is this evidence that the Bible is true?
It's because they are scholars. They make excavation. They are the one that reads the history.
How is
go
this, wait,
after
give
that.
the argument. Just saying like they are scholars isn't an argument. Give the reason why this proves that the Bible is true. Go for it.
Well, see, you and I, we are talking about history. I didn't. I just say that they are historical. Historians use parts of the Bible. And you ask for one example. I gave this example. Now you want
Yeah,
me to
but
prove that?
they didn't use the Bible to uncover this. You haven't demonstrated the way in which they've done that.
No, see, they go back to the Bible and they do check if
Yeah,
it is
give me the
right or
verse that
not.
they checked.
You like where the excavators came and checked?
Yeah,
Or,
give the verse that they
okay,
checked.
yeah, sure. One just popped to mind. When you go to the city of the plains. When
Wait,
you
wait,
go to
wait,
the-
wait, no, not for. I want the verse for this one. Give the verse for this one.
for this one, I
Dexter,
don't-
thank you so much for the 5-cent subscriptions. W Dexter in the comment section.
Yeah, I don't have a verse for this one, but I do
Gotcha.
remember
So
one.
you cited
Hold on.
an example that is wholly unrelated.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So let me
Perfect.
go to one
Awesome.
that
So
is
you just
related.
wasted like 10 minutes of everybody's time.
The city of the plains, when God rained fire and sulfur on Sodom and Gomorrah. You go over there on the city of the plains, there's by the Dead Seas, they find sulfur. And there you go. We have like a historians checking that. Okay, yeah, let me.
Yep, two things. So first, give the source that says that this is true, and second, what's the dating of these things?
So that's in Genesis 13:12 and Genesis 19:29.
Wait,
now.
like the source that says that there's like sulfur in these areas.
Okay. Let me get.
And then I
that
want
for you.
the follow-up source that says when these things are dated. Because if they're all dated to around the time that they should be in the Bible, then damn, we might have something serious here. But on the
that would
other
be at the
hand,
time
if
of
all of
Abraham,
these,
even-
if they're all dated to different dates, or if they're all dated to millions of years ago, then in fact we have nothing here. The timelines don't line up.
Yeah, see, the city of the plains, according to the Bible, was destroyed in the time of Abraham, so which was about 400 years even before Moses. So let me.
Yeah, wait,
go
but I
ahead
just want the source that I'm asking for is that there's actually sulfur here.
Okay.
And then I want
okay.
the claim that I want the source that the sulfur formed around the time period.
That's like expeditions and Bible. Hold on.
So it seems like we actually don't even know where the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah
right there
are.
is answeringgenesis.org archaeology. Right
Gotcha. Answers in Genesis.
there. No, archaeology.org archaeology.
Answers in Gen. Do you know who runs Answers in Genesis? Do you think that this is a? Do you think that that Answers in Genesis is a reliable source?
Well, are you gonna?
I'm not going to
just
accept
regard
Answers
that?
as Genesis
Okay,
as a
let's
source.
go-
Give like a real
okay.
article.
Okay, let's go to arcdiscovery.com, Sodom and Gomorrah.
Ark Discovery. Mm-hmm. Do you have any? Wait, do you have any like neutral sources, or is it all like ilovejesus.com?
Well, see, if people that believes in the Bible, they need to do what? They need to verify their claims if the Bible is true or not. So they go over there and they study. And now you say, oh, I do not accept them because they believe already. And even though they're going to study, they're going to try to incline their own beliefs to match this. Okay, so here's the.
Yeah, wait. So here's the deal, right? Is that
Yeah.
if you want to prove the claim, if you want to be a good academic, what you need to do is you need to provide unbiased secular sourcing. That's what all of the good Christian there's like plenty of academics who are Christian or like other religions. None of them would be caught dead doing anything on Answers in Genesis or arcdiscovery.com. Because they're following a scientific method, an established procedure that guarantees that the conclusions they find are actually going to be accurate, rather than starting with the conclusions and working your way backwards to find the evidence.
Yeah, I see it. Man, I actually like talking to you guys, and I like talking to Muslims. You guys just you guys put me to work.
Well, do you have anything else, or should I move on to the next guest?
Let me see over here. I'm actually reading how atheists explain the sulfur found in Sodom and Gomorrah. Because see, that would be atheist scholars trying to explain that, right?
Well, wait, but I just want to. So first of all, the biggest problem that you're going to run into is that nobody actually knows where Sodom and Gomorrah are.
The city
But
of
the second
plains, yes, we
problem
do.
is that there
We
is
do.
no shot, even if there is like sulfur, even if you do know the location and there is sulfur there, there's absolutely no shot that you're going to be able to prove that this is from the time period where it's supposed to be from.
Well, see, how can we not prove that and prove something happened 200 million years ago?
Oh, we can prove that this happened with. We can prove the claim that I'm asking for with uranium lead dating. If this is true, and we do know the site, then this will be uranium lead dated, and we will see certainly that these things are not from the time period, or that they formed via different time periods.
You know that uranium lead dating require everything to remain consistent, no changing in nature. And we know that's impossible because there are
That's
many
not
changes
true.
in nature.
It actually relies on changes. How do you think uranium lead dating works?
Because I know that uranium dating for millions and billions of years that have been used before requires everything to remain the same in order for that dating to be accurate.
If I
there are
ask you a
changes-
basic fact about uranium lead dating, are you going to be able to tell me the information?
No, probably not.
Okay, cool. Wait, so then why do you think that it's not credible? Why do you think that it means... Why do you think uranium lead dating requires no changes?
Because I read an article that said that uranium, it doesn't say uranium lead dating. It says that uranium decay dating. So I don't think that those might be the
decay is a
same.
change, by the way. It actually it does require change. The way uranium lead dating works is with zircon crystals, which in their formation are extremely lead phobic. There's like no atoms of lead when a zircon crystal first forms, but there is uranium. So we know that any lead that appears in the crystal came from a process of decay. So it's just a matter of calculating how long it takes for however much lead to form, and we know based on this that the answer to how much like lead there is, it's just going to be or how long it is. It's just going to be a ratio of the half-life of uranium to the half-life of lead.
So let me ask a question. What do you
Or no, not the
believe?
half-life, but like the atoms themselves. Yeah, go for it.
So let me ask you, what do you believe? You don't believe that is an actual...
I believe in crystals.
No, I mean, like, you don't believe there is an intelligence outside of this world? That's
No, I
creating
believe
the
in
world?
crystals. I think that I got my like amethyst and sapphire laid out in front of me,
Bro, no,
and they
I'm-
just
I'm-
like tell me
I'm for real.
what the
I'm
vibes are
asking
going to be
you.
like for the day.
I'm just asking, like, a real question. You don't believe there is a creator?
No, I don't.
Okay. So, what about energy? And you believe the energy has always existed?
Yeah, I think the universe has always existed, sure. But wait, because we're drifting pretty far from the topic, so I don't really want to do the God topic. I want to do the lesbian topic.
Okay. So, because we went to, like, sulfur in the cities of the plains from, lesbians. So since we went that far, I'm just trying to figure out what you believe.
Well, wait, because I don't want to do the God topic. We're doing that topic only insofar as it's related to the lesbian topic. This isn't like a free for all to ask me about the God topic. If you want to do the God topic with me, just come back tomorrow.
Okay. I might do that, man, because I want to know what you believe.
Yep.
Because I believe that, one must have way more faith to be an atheist than to be a Christian.
Well, I mean, as we discovered, that's not true. Insofar as you feel comfortable making claims about things that you don't know, and you can't provide a single source for any of the things that you're saying.
Well, see, you make claims as well, or something that
Yeah, and I can
200
source each and every
200
claim that I
million.
make. I can source
Yeah,
every
but
single
it's-
claim.
But it's still a claim. It does not mean that you
Yeah,
source a
yeah. So
theory.
my claims have evidence, yours don't. That's the difference.
Well, no, that if you go back and of course, you're not going to do that because you're not going to research biblical archaeology because that's not your cup of tea.
I'll research
Just like,
archaeology.
would you research biblical archaeology?
I'm not
And,
going to research archaeology that is specifically used by people who are trying to prove that the Bible is true, but I'm willing to research archaeology that's done by people who are following proper archaeological methods. And
Absolutely.
if the conclusions happen to support the fact that the Bible is true, then I would be happy to accept that archaeological evidence.
No, see, you will accept that some part of the history of the Bible is true, but you're still gonna deny that there is a God.
Oh, it just depends what part of the history is true. Like, if they make a pretty mundane claim about, like, world events that are going on at the time that it was written, I don't think that that's evidence for God. But if they prove that something supernatural happened, then that's, like, definitely evidence that there's a God.
Oh, okay. So supernatural things would possibly. So you don't believe in demon possession, none of that.
No, wait. But do you have more about the lesbian topic, or do I need to move
Yeah.
on to a guest who's here for the topic that I'm discussing today?
Yeah, man. I don't have anything about the lesbian.
Well, appreciate you coming on up here. Make sure you double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends, doing all that good stuff. Only request to join if you're 18 or older and that you think that being lesbian is wrong. If you don't do that, probably not going to talk to you. Share it with your friends. Let's get all the way up to 70K likes. We've done so well. And if you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly Ian. Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Or I think I fucked it up, but they're in my bio. Yeehaw! Thank you so much, Itachi. What's up, Darnell? How's it going? How old are you?
How are you? I'm 20.
Okay. And do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Yeah, the question is why is being lesbian wrong? I do think it's wrong. And the reasons why I think it's wrong is because it's inherently harmful. And what I mean by that, yeah, this is on topic, keeping with the topic.
Yep.
So some of the reasons is like the whole STD AIDS crisis they have a higher increased chance of AIDS. The shortened lifespans of homosexuals, that's another one. They have a shorter lifespan.
Let's go one at a time. So the likelihood that you get AIDS is just the likelihood that you're promiscuous. This is going to be true of like promiscuous straight people as well. There's nothing inherent to being lesbian that guarantees that you get it. Also, you can just avoid all of this by practicing safe sex and getting tested regularly.
Yeah, so I'm going to read you. So results in numerous health problems of those who practice it, including increase in AIDS, other STDs, colon.
Wait, I just respond. Do you have a response to my? Okay, I'll test you. Wait, can you summarize the response I gave to the AIDS argument?
Yeah,
or were you not listening?
No, I didn't get to present the first one thoroughly for you to understand it, I think.
Wait, but do you remember I gave you a counter argument about why the AIDS argument is irrelevant? I gave you two, in fact. Do you remember what those two are?
Yes, I do, but there's also more.
Wait, could you repeat what those two are, or were you not listening?
Oh, there's no reason to be rude, but
wait. Just wait.
Yeah.
I'm not the one being. You literally weren't listening. To be clear, wait. You're like talking just to talk.
The reasons
so,
are
wait. I need you.
Promiscuity, and whatever you call that word, and then safe sex. Those are the two things. So
Yep. So how do you think that just like restating the name like AIDS crisis? How do you think that responds to either argument?
I'm not restating. I'm gonna say more to it about like other diseases that are also.
Wait, but I don't want to hear about other diseases. I want to hear about your response to these arguments.
I didn't finish the first point. Just gonna tell you.
Because you're just trying to gish gallop with statistics. So let's go one disease at a time, okay? Let's not. If your point is strong, if it's robust, you shouldn't need 40 different diseases. You should just have one really strong one, and you should be able to defend it. But I gave you basic pushback, and you can't give me a criticism of either argument.
Yeah, so I didn't really get to describe to you my first point. I don't.
You're just gonna gish gallop with like 40 statistics. Go for it.
No, it's like 3 or 4 points really. So the AIDS, STD, colon and rectal cancer, hepatitis. According to Central Disease Control, more than 82% of all known sexual transmitted AIDS caused in 2006 were the result of male-to-male sexual contact.
Kat, thank you so much for the future. I appreciate that. W Kat in the comment section. That's awesome.
So, moreover, gay and bisexual men account for more than 60% of all syphilis. So that's
so we're talking about lesbians right now. So let's go point by point. So in response to the AIDS thing, first of all, you can avoid all of these STDs by just practicing safe sex and getting tested regularly like you should. But second, there's no association between being lesbian and getting these. The actual association that's there is going to be with promiscuity and getting these things. This is equally true of promiscuous straight people. So the actual advocacy that you should be engaging in is just to say, like, be less promiscuous, but if you are promiscuous, practice safe sex.
Well, like the research is saying that 60% of all of these are homosexual. It didn't say like 60%.
Yeah, and why is that the case?
Because they're more promiscuous, but
yeah, so your problem is not with the fact that these people are lesbians. Your problem is with the fact that they're promiscuous. So why is being lesbian wrong? Jay,
Well,
thank
why
you
are
so
they-
much for the
why are they
subscription.
actually-
Welcome to the community. WJ in the comment section.
so why are they more promiscuous then?
Oh, that's going to be for a variety of reasons. It's going to be like cultural differences. It's going to be the fact that like lots of these people are going to be like kicked out of their home and that they rely on each other tightly for community.
Okay,
There's just going to be like they have less risk of, or I mean, they have like no risk of pregnancy. There's just going to be lots of reasons.
All right, and then the second point is
Gotcha.
that-
So you have no response, so you're pivoting away. Perfect. What's the second point?
I mean, you could say that like those are all signs of mental degrade, kind of, but like that's another reason it might be wrong.
Well, you can just say, so you can say that, what's the problem with saying that, like, if you're a lesbian who practices safe sex, what's the problem with that?
Well, if people aren't, this is not like the specific lesbians, like this is the whole overall population, like of lesbians.
So what's going to be the exact number of people who need to be promiscuous within a population to make that population wrong?
The populations of homosexuals versus heterosexuals.
Wait. I'm not asking for this. I know that there's a disparity. I'm asking you, what's the exact amount of promiscuity?
There's not an exact amount, but the
Wait.
higher number is clearly on the.
Do you think it's wrong to be like a frat bro?
I don't know anything about that, but
Oh, wait, so if I could find you data that says that frat bros are more likely than the general population to have STDs, would you conclude that it's wrong to be a frat bro?
if you think STDs are fun to have, maybe you might not.
I
but
don't
if you are,
think that they're fun to have, but would you
Okay,
say
yeah.
that being a frat bro is wrong?
if they have higher numbers of diseases caused by something that like they shouldn't, that would cause the disease, I would avoid that disease, whatever's causing that thing.
So the problem there again is not going to be the being lesbian; it's going to be the promiscuity. So the
I would
problem
say it's the
is not going to be
lesbianism.
the problem is not with being a frat bro; it's with the promiscuity.
Well, if they have higher populations of that, then I would avoid that thing, being a frat bro or a lesbian or whatever.
So you would say that being a frat bro is wrong?
Yeah, of course. If you're gonna have higher chances of that.
Well, it's not about like having a higher chance. It's going to come down to your behaviors that you can just practice safe sex and avoid all these things entirely.
Well, what's the reason why they have those higher numbers? I mean, I think that's the root of it. Like, if they're having higher numbers, then
I already
there's
answered this
something.
question. You can just rewatch the VOD. I already answered this question.
Yeah, if they're having higher numbers of it, then avoid it. It's common sense.
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean avoid it? So what's going to be the problem with somebody who's a lesbian but practices safe sex, or who is like lesbian but gets like tested regularly?
You're asking a question that is it's like you're specific. You're asking a question.
You're fumbling over your words here.
No, I always fumble over my words in
So
general.
that's fine. So I'll give you an analogy here. So this is like you saying like I fucking hate hamburgers because of like the way they put cheese on them, and then I tell you, well, you can just have a hamburger without the cheese. You can just have like the regular hamburger. So similarly, you're saying, you know, I think it's bad to be promiscuous, but I'm telling you, you can be lesbian without being promiscuous. You can be lesbian but practice safe sex. So what's the issue with being lesbian?
Yeah, the issue is that you're more likely if there's evidence that this population is more likely to be promiscuous, and promiscuity causes problems. I think there's something wrong with that population. I think it's not normal if those diseases or mental illnesses that those people have are causing all these things.
Wait. What's the mental illness?
Disparity. I mean, not mental illness, but like mental instability. Like
What's
to
the
put
mental
yourself through
instability?
Promiscuity to like get to that point, you have to be like whatever you're deciding that this other population doesn't have. The homosexuality population has that, and the heterosexual population isn't having this. So there's something wrong. It's one of the evidences that it's wrong.
Yeah, so if you take populations of promiscuous lesbian people and compare them to populations of promiscuous straight people, the rates of STDs are going to be identical. There is no disparity. So if you want to make the claim that being promiscuous is bad, that's a separate point. The claim that you're actually making is, again, that being promiscuous is bad, but the claim that we're talking about, what is inherently wrong about being lesbian? Because it's certainly not true that it's that being lesbian makes it inherent that you're going to be promiscuous. You can be a lesbian who isn't promiscuous, who engages in safe sex as well. So what's the problem inherent to being lesbian?
If there are problems that occur in this population that don't occur in other populations,
What's inherent? What is inherent to being? What's true of all lesbians, which makes it wrong?
That issue is one of the.
Wait, but not all lesbians are promiscuous. Do you think all lesbians are promiscuous?
But no, it's just.
So I'm asking you, what's going to be true of all lesbians, which makes it wrong?
All lesbians are not promiscuous. They're not, and all lesbians do not get these diseases. But the promiscuity of this population is an indication that something is wrong with the population.
Yeah, but I'm asking you, what's
Not
going to be
all
the
of them,
wrong maker?
but-
What's the thing present in all lesbians that makes being a lesbian wrong?
I didn't get to my second point.
Yeah, gotcha. So you want to pivot away? Perfect. No answer. Yeah, go for it. Pivot away.
Let me answer.
Do it.
the
Yeah.
second point.
Yep,
So
run
there's
it.
a shortened lifespan of homosexuals by 8 to 20 years. And I could give you there's
Yeah, and why is that the case?
There's a shortened lifespan of homosexuals.
Yeah, and
about 8
what
to
causes
20
that?
years.
Why is that the case?
Smoking. On
Oh,
average.
so you would just take issue with smoking, not
No, I'm
inherent to
sorry.
being a lesbian?
No, I'm sorry. No, that's not. That's a. It would say smoking on average reduces a life by 7 years. That's not even the argument. Okay, but there's a shortened lifespan of homosexuals. And the reason I could give you, you could look at John Diggs, Jr. The health risk of gay sex. That's an
So
article.
the same point as your first one. What's going to be the trait that's present across all lesbians that makes it wrong?
I don't know, but they have a shortened risk. They have a.
You have
shortened
no idea. Wait, so if you can't tell me what's inherently wrong about being lesbian, then I would conclude not that being lesbian is wrong, but rather that doing like any of these other things is wrong.
Okay, I didn't give a reason why there's a shortened rate for them. The second point is just that there's a shortened lifespan.
Yeah, and why is that the case?
It does, that's just the statistic. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
but
they
I
found
just want to know
statistic.
why is that the case? Why is
I
there?
don't
Because
know.
I could say that a strong factor in why they have a shortened lifespan is just going to be from systemic oppression. The fact that they're kicked out and discriminated against in hiring decisions, fired from their workplace unjustly, and the fact that many of them are unalived during hate crimes is probably going to be a pretty big barrier to them having long-lasting lives. The fact that they get bullied and isolated relentlessly probably leads to pretty high self-unaliving rates. This is just all going to derive from like systemic oppression. Do you have any evidence that it comes innately from being lesbian? Also,
Those
Sam,
are
your makeup
just-
looks
those are
incredible.
Those are just your
Thank you.
assumptions, but
Yeah, wait, let's run it then. Yeah, let's see.
I don't know the reasons why they would have them, but that's the second point.
Wait, let's explore the second point before we pivot on to your Gish Gallop.
Okay, yeah.
Why do lesbians have a shortened lifespan?
Also, in the meantime, I'd just like
Maybe
to
anal
emphasize
cancer?
what Ian was saying
Anal
before.
cancer? Maybe?
The problem with that would be basically any demographic that faces more of a plight in comparison to other demographics. You're saying that being a part of that demographic is wrong, not that the plight they're facing is wrong. For example, homeless people are more likely to also experience STDs. Is it wrong to be a homeless person? No, it's not. Or in Rhode Island, for example, the crisis, the opioid crisis in Rhode Island is incredibly terrible. Is it wrong to be a resident of the state of Rhode Island? No. Just because they're facing these issues and they're more likely to do so does not mean that being part of the demographic is wrong. You're just pointing out that there are issues that the demographic faces. While those issues are important, that doesn't make being a part of that demographic wrong. If anything, it just means that that demographic requires more care and understanding, and that we should be paying attention to how we can help them more. So I don't see how you came to the conclusion that being lesbian is wrong. Hello?
Yes, okay. I'm trying to talk to the host, but
Wait. You're talking to both of us. We're both here.
I'll answer it. So yeah, those are just indicators that something is wrong with that population, of course. But if there's something wrong with that population, like that might mean something is wrong with that population. Like being homeless is not a good thing. Being lesbian is not a good thing. There's both issues in those things.
Thank you for the galaxy.
Wait. So what's the name of your scientist again? I just want to be clear.
This is
Is your scientist named like Paul Cameron?
No, that's not.
So wait. Who's the person that you're telling me to look into?
Okay. Let me see. Writers online today. Okay, John R. Diggs, Jr. MD. The health risk of gay sex. Corporate Resource Council, 2002. Available online. Yeah.
The WordPress.com. Oh no.
It's not. That's not
Oh no. You don't want it's not too late to leave the live, by the way. Oh no. Yo, let's check out the website for this dude. We got Yo, this your guy? Well, that's unfortunate.
At the top it says www.corporatesourcecouncil.org. Okay, .org. Okay, that's. I'm just looking through a bunch of different resources.
It's not too late to run. The silence just makes it worse.
I'm reading through the resources that are. I mean, there's more resources that.
Yeah. Which resource would you like to pivot to next?
I'm gonna go to my third point. The spread of diseases to innocent people who never engaged in homosexual sex. A prominent example is Ryan White, the teenage boy who died of AIDS after a blood transfusion. There are thousands of Ryan Whites, according to the CDC, and there are nearly 10,000 cases of innocent people in the United States who have contracted AIDS in the same way, including 160 in 2005, 131 in 2006.
Yeah, let's just check, because to me it seems like it would be pretty intuitive.
Because it's not just affecting.
Yeah, so they.
It's not just affecting straight people. I mean, it's not just affecting gay people. It's affecting people who don't even who are not that.
Yeah. So these probably happened a long time ago, because they actually screen your blood for STDs now. That's going to be true according to the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. Mm-hmm. It's the article titled "After You've Donated Blood." Mm-hmm. So they screen all blood, all the blood transfusion places. Screen your blood for STDs.
Yeah, of course.
So there's no risk of harming other people.
Still a risk, though. It's not 100%. Nothing's 100% no risk.
So then what's the harm of being lesbian?
Well, you can give other people diseases if these people have higher.
Wait, because you can't, because you can just get tested and they're going to test your blood anyway.
What are you saying? No, I'm
That if your blood contains STDs, that they're not going to like put it in somebody else.
Yeah, of course they're not gonna.
That's going to be true of like straight people who donate blood as well.
Without these scientific advancements, though, this would be the case.
Oh yeah, so in a different society that's not our society, this would be the case. So why is being lesbian wrong?
Because it has the potential to give people STDs who are not lesbian.
Not in our society, it doesn't.
I mean, it depends.
Yeah, in a society where they forcibly did blood transfusions exclusively from people who had STDs, that could also raise the risk of giving somebody an STD. But that's not the society we live in.
Every society, though, does not have the same exact rules we have. There are societies, there's a possibility that out of all the 200 or 190 countries in the world, they don't have these strict rules in place, and people are being harmed by STDs, by AIDS, because there's homosexual relations that go on in promiscuous numbers between people at higher rates than straight people.
Yeah, so the agent who's going to be morally responsible in these instances is going to be the hospitals or the people doing the blood transfusion in every single instance, not the person who the blood was drawn from. It is the job of the people who are drawing blood, especially when it's so easy to give blood, to actually screen the blood to make sure that it is safe to be put into somebody else's body. If bad things happen because of something present in the blood, whether it be given by a straight person or a not straight person, then it is necessarily going to be the case that it is the fault of the hospitals and the people who are actually doing the blood transfusion. It's not the fault of the people who gave blood.
It's still a chance, though, and if it happens,
Yeah,
to you,
but it's not. But it's when assigning moral responsibility. If it's not wrong to give blood as a lesbian, it would be wrong for the hospital if they knowingly put that blood inside of somebody else and it did contain an STD. But insofar, if that does happen, that's going to be the fault of the hospital. The hospital will have done something wrong. The lesbian will not. So this isn't a reason why being lesbian is wrong.
It is a reason, though. You're putting together, you're what's it called? Doing mental gymnastics around this.
No, wait. So do you have a critique? Could you explain to me? Could you explain to me why there's moral responsibility that is present specifically on the lesbian?
And it has the possibility, and you're still doing mental gymnastics around this. It has the possibility.
Wait, and I agree. We can restate our conclusion as many times as we want, but unfortunately, restating your conclusion over and over again doesn't get you there. You need to explain why the lesbian is morally responsible in this situation.
Because they had STDs that were caused because their population has a higher percentage of promiscuity and like this transmission of the disease. It's one.
Yeah. So this doesn't respond to the argument at all. That specifically the argument is that the hospital is the one who is morally responsible. They are the arbiter of this transaction, which means that they are the ones who are morally responsible because they are the responsible party who is supposed to provide blood, which has been properly vetted and properly screened. That is the job of the hospital. If they don't do that, that's on them. That's not going to be a fault of the lesbian. But even if it was the fault of the lesbian, this still isn't going to be something that's innately wrong about being lesbian. You still need to identify the characteristic that's true of all lesbians, which makes being lesbian wrong.
There still is the possibility, though, because of this. Like, yes, the hospital was responsible, but the possibility because of this is caused by
concession. W.
It's
W concession.
It's still
wait, perfect. W concession. Perfect. W concession. Awesome. So if we agree that it's the fault of the hospital, not the fault of the lesbian, then the hospital did something wrong. The lesbian didn't do something wrong. So this isn't a reason why being lesbian is wrong.
They got the disease.
Yeah, but it's the fault. You just conceded that the person who did wrong, the entity that did wrong, is the hospital.
I think it's both.
Oh, so you think it's both. So which one do you think has responsibility to make sure that the blood is clean?
This. If a lesbian or a gay person or a straight person knew willingly that they had an STD, they had this in their blood, and they went willingly, I'm not saying this is the case, but if they went willingly to the hospital to get someone sick, would you say they were wrong?
Yeah, but that's just going to come down to intentional states. Wait.
Others
But
based
that's
on
But you
intentionality or
need to.
not.
But it's going to be because of intentional states, which means it's going to be wildly different than doing it accidentally. I don't think that you've done anything wrong if it happens by accident. But of course, if you're doing this intentionally, that's obviously pretty evil. And there's like many other scenarios that anybody could do that would have the exact same outcome. So again, there's no reason why the lesbian would be morally responsible in this situation, and you still have not identified the trait that's true of all lesbians.
So it has to be it has to be something very dramatic for it to be true. But if it's not dramatic, I
Well,
guess
it has to be something innate to being lesbian that makes it wrong. What's the thing innate to being lesbian that makes it wrong?
there's sociological. We're talking about sociological and then also specific. So
We're talking about morals.
this is nothing to do with morals.
Wrong. Wrong in this sense is going to be wrong in the moral sense. It's an ethical conversation.
Morals. Okay. Like, can you say that again? Like, start over.
Yeah. So we're talking about wrong in this sense is going to be wrong in the moral sense. It's an ethical conversation. Wrong is just going to be like the things that are morally wrong. You're giving a defense about why being lesbian is morally wrong.
Yeah. So the defense is that they have higher numbers of this trait, and they're more likely
But what is going to be innately true of all lesbians that makes
they
it
have higher
wrong?
numbers of this, and
But so is that true of all lesbians? Like every single lesbian both donates blood and also has STDs?
it's not every single lesbian.
Gotcha.
But
So I want the trait that's innately true of all lesbians. Excuse me. So why is it wrong to be a person, to be a woman who's attracted to other women? Why is that wrong?
because society itself is built upon the family model, and society is sustained by that family model. Even if there are people who have existed throughout society who have been lesbian or gay, those people still have not been able to maintain the society's model.
Yeah, so there's going to be two things. The first is going to be that for the past 99% of human history, we were hunter-gatherer societies. And even when we became like societally focused, kids were still raised by the collective. Kids have always, up until recently, like the past couple hundred years, kids have always been raised by the collective. Society is not built on the family, it's built on the collective. Additionally, there's evolutionary pressures that selected for traits like being gay or lesbian specifically because these people could contribute resources to the collective, but they themselves did not produce an offspring, which would make it more likely, or which would make survival less likely insofar as their offspring would consume resources. So that's just not going to be true.
Well, they're not able to continue the collective. They're not able to.
Do you think it's wrong to be a nun?
I would say, yeah.
You think it's wrong to be a nun?
They have higher rates. Well, they have higher rates of sexual abuse in the Catholic Church than any other denomination of Christianity. So I would say
and who do you think think's at fault in that scenario?
it could be either the nun or the priest. It depends. But
So wait. When a nun gets sexually abused, do you think it's possible that it's the nun's fault?
I mean, that denomination, though, as a whole, is just.
Wait, that's a yes or no question. When a nun gets sexually abused,
sorry,
do you think it's
I
the
can't.
nun's fault?
I can't even talk about Catholicism. Sorry, my logic is like turning off because I just. So yeah, of course it's the priest, but that whole model of priest and nun is created for that reason. I mean, it increases the chance of that happening much more than any other denomination. So that model, like, it's just not good to be a nun. Pretty much.
Gotcha. Do you feel the same way about monks? Like a monk who takes the vow of celibacy?
Well, are they gonna get sexually assaulted?
Probably not.
So then I would say it's better. It's not bad then.
Yeah, but is it wrong to be like somebody who takes a vow of celibacy, like a monk who takes a vow of
Well,
celibacy?
these are two different issues.
No,
one's
because so
getting sexually
your contention
assaulted.
is that being lesbian is wrong because they can't continue the collective. Another pivot, by the way. But that's going to imply that if someone does not continue the collective, then it's wrong to do that. Monks who take a vow of celibacy do not continue the collective. Therefore, you would be forced to conclude that monks who take a vow of celibacy and thus don't continue the collective have done something wrong. You're forced to say that a monk who takes a vow of celibacy is doing something wrong.
Yeah, I would say it is. It
That's
is
crazy.
for you. It might be.
So you think being a monk
I mean, I think it's
is
just natural to
wrong?
reproduce, like have kids. I don't see how you wouldn't, like, why that wouldn't be natural. I think that's just the most natural thing you could do. You're here, you were produced. Why wouldn't you produce?
Actually,
There's something wrong.
Darnell,
Something
can
wrong.
I,
I mean,
can I ask you
yeah.
can I ask you a query? Can I ask you a query, Darnell?
What's your question?
Okay, so by this logic, do you think anything that will prevent reproduction is wrong?
Yes, I think like if there's a disease,
Okay, if that's the case, but hold on. So if that's the case, just to clarify, you think anything that will prevent reproduction is wrong?
yes
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think pulling out is wrong?
Well, I mean, reproduction of your line, like continuing society. Obviously, you're not gonna have 1,000 kids.
Well, no, but do you think pulling out is wrong?
No, because there was no life made between the egg and the sperm. There's
And
no
there's
life.
no life produced by the lesbian. Perfect.
Right.
No, this argument though is thoroughly like you could bring it out thoroughly because the lesbian, they are not able to have kids at all. They're not able to continue their line. They're not able to continue society. But the person who whatever
No, they definitely can. Lesbians are
Oh.
still fertile people. They can still have children. They don't.
But do
You don't
they?
lose your reproductive
Some
system
do.
when you're a lesbian.
Oh, by lesbian relationships or by science?
Oh yeah. Well, you can just get like the old turkey baster, or you can do like IVF.
Oh, but not by natural,
Why does that make it? Why would that mean that it's wrong?
because you're using other forces or other things. I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
like,
Wait.
if
How
you're
are we?
gonna-
How are we communicating right now?
If
Through
you're
what mechanism? Is it? Are we communicating via something natural, or are we communicating via a piece of technology?
it's technology, but the reason
Perfect.
they
Are we
can't-
doing
they
something
can't
wrong in this
actually-
conversation?
They're not actually naturally able to reproduce. Like there's something wrong. There's a reason.
Yeah, and we're not naturally able to communicate. But using
maybe in
technology
person
to
might
bridge
be
the
better,
gap doesn't
though.
make it wrong.
Maybe in person might be better though. You could.
Well, so if the claim is that it might be better if they reproduce, I'd probably still take issue with that. But saying it would be better if they reproduce is very different from saying that it's wrong for them to not reproduce. So you need to
It is
affirm,
wrong.
in order to stay consistent, you need to affirm that you have done something wrong by coming on this live and talking to people via the phone, because naturally we shouldn't be able to communicate.
Oh, okay. I guess the phone is evil now. Yeah.
So then why are you doing it? Why are you engaged in evil shit, Darnell?
I don't know. I guess morality doesn't really matter. There's no God, so just do what you want.
True. I
right?
mean, morality
Do what
still
you want.
matters, but there is no God.
I don't think it. Okay, I'm getting off topic, but yeah. With the reproduction of the lesbian, they're not able to do that, but the heterosexual is able to do that. That's why. That's one of the reasons why it might be.
Okay,
There's
so is
many
being
reasons.
infertile wrong?
Yes, it is because there's something wrong with you while you're infertile.
But is it
You
immoral?
think being a person who is infertile is morally wrong?
It's biologically wrong, or whatever
What
you
the
put
fuck
it.
does biologically wrong mean? Biology doesn't have a moral compass.
If
It
you
just
have cancer,
exists.
there's something wrong with your body, and you don't like. There's something wrong with your body.
But it's not
It's the same
morally
thing.
wrong
Does
to
that
have
mean
cancer.
being a cancer patient is morally wrong? No. Do
walking
you hear
up to
how this sounds?
Me going to St. Jude to tell all the kids in St. Jude that they've done something morally abhorrent.
No, they haven't done something morally abhorrent, but there's something wrong there. Having cancer is wrong. Not being able to reproduce is wrong. If you've talked to anyone that's had a what's it called when you can't give birth and your baby dies, like you feel that's an emotional response to that.
I
That's
fear
wrong.
you're not using the word wrong properly, bestie.
It's wrong. There's something wrong with you, which is why you can't reproduce.
Wrong right now is in reference to morals. What you're using in place of wrong is abnormal or unlike the norm. You're
Okay.
saying that deviating from what the rest of society can or should be able to do is what makes something wrong. What we're talking about here is morals. So right now, you making the claim that having cancer is wrong is implying that being a cancer patient is morally wrong, which makes no goddamn sense, bestie. It makes no sense. I don't think you're using wrong right now in the way that the rest of us
So
are.
how do you want me to use it? Functionally,
Yeah, just to say that like it's something like a shouldn'tness.
this function is an indicator that something is wrong. The lack of dysfunction is an indicator that something's wrong because you're not able to have kids, which is the reason you're here. There's something wrong. I mean,
We're not using wrong. When I say why is being lesbian wrong, I'm asking like why is it something that's immoral?
immoral. I mean, it's evidence for that.
Oh, do you think having cancer is evidence for like being a cancer patient being immoral?
I've never made that. I've never made
But
that.
I'm asking you.
No, it's the evidence that something immoral exists in your body.
Do you think cancer is immoral? You think cancer is a moral agent?
If you get it, you tell me because
No.
because-
It's not a
I mean, when
moral
you get it,
agent.
tell me.
Moral
because
agents have like
you might be saying
minds.
something different when that chemo hits your body and you feel like you're gonna die. I mean, you could tell me if you think it's immoral or moral. Because if you're gonna argue that cancer is not wrong, then
It's
you're gonna.
a tragedy, of course. It's
okay,
horrible,
so is
but it's not like
lesbianism. So is
immoral. The
the
cancer isn't
inability-
immoral. It just is.
The inability to reproduce is a tragedy. That's sad. You can't even continue.
But you
your
would
family
need to
line.
affirm that it's immoral if you're going to affirm that being lesbian is also immoral.
And I've already proven it. It's the
You
same
haven't.
way.
You pivoted from argument to argument, and then we saw your like weird 1996 website, and then you pivoted to 2 more arguments.
These are points. They're not arguments. But if you want to call them arguments, I mean, you could prop
An
them up.
argument
Well,
is
we're
just
in
a
a debate, so
justification
that's
for a
kind of the
conclusion.
point.
It was 4 justifications. It's 4 arguments.
You can prop it up. Thank you for your support in these short little points. But yeah, I mean, if there's evidence that this thing is caused, like whatever I said before, if there's evidence that that's stopping you from reproducing, and there's evidence that cancer is causing harm to your body, and these things are evidence that they're both wrong, that having cancer is wrong, being infertile is wrong, something is wrong,
But is it immoral?
it's wrong.
Is it immoral?
As a matter of fact, define a moral.
I can't define a moral because I don't believe there's morals. There are no morals, but
Do you think rape is bad?
God's not
Do you
real.
think the Holocaust is bad?
I mean, it depends on what you feel in your heart, right? Just if you feel it's good, just do it, or if you feel it's bad, just do it. That's the
So
same
if
thing with
like if
lesbianism.
somebody thinks that like rape is good,
yeah, they could
just
do
do
it because
it?
they feel it. I mean, that's why people are lesbian, right? They feel that they have those attractions, so they do it, right?
well, yeah, but that's going to be disanalogous insofar as being lesbian is great and you make like phenomenal music, whereas like being a rapist is terrible and you give people trauma.
I don't know. There's a lot of billionaires that are rapists.
Yeah,
they got
and
a lot
they're
of
super
money.
evil. Each and every one of them's like super evil.
But
yeah,
they have a lot of money. Why is that evil? Isn't money good?
No,
What
wait.
the
Well, first of all, I probably would take issue with the fact that they're billionaires. But specifically,
Okay.
let's just hone in on the fact that they're grapists. Being
Yeah.
a grapist is wrong, no matter how much money you have, because
it's how they
grape is
feel.
wrong. It's
how
like the
they
worst
feel.
thing you can. It's one of the worst things you can do to a person.
It's how they feel, though.
Yeah, so whether your feeling is good or not good is going to come down to a wide variety of factors. For me, it's going to come down to suffering. You inflict an awful lot of suffering when you grape somebody, whereas you don't inflict a lot of suffering when you're a lesbian.
Yeah, so one of the worst things you could do to somebody is eliminate their human line, eliminate their ability to reproduce. And when you choose to engage in a homosexual relationship, you are doing that to a person. When you tell somebody it's
who
normal
are you
to
doing
act
this
on
to?
these feelings,
Which person
let
are
me
you
finish,
doing this to?
Let me finish.
Who's the victim?
When you tell someone,
Who's the victim?
huh?
Who's the victim?
The lesbians are.
Oh, wait. So, do they have the right to make that decision for themselves, or do you think that they should be forced to reproduce?
I don't know if they're making the decision for themselves. If they've
Then
been,
who's making the decision for them?
it could be society as a whole. Our society is
it.
normalizing. Our society has been normalizing homosexuality, and all these other letters for the last 40 years, 30 years, whatever you want to call it.
It's not. They're destigmatizing it. Is a more accurate
It's
term.
normalizing it too when you make it marriage, when you make it in the law.
Yeah. Wait. So if by
Okay, so
normal you
what
just
would
mean
you
like a thing that
prefer they
occurs like
do?
regularly,
Yes, when you
it is
tell somebody
normal.
that it occurs naturally and that they could
True.
follow
It
the
does.
desires, you're in turn
Also
inflicting
true.
the harm upon them. You're in turn influencing them.
What's the wait? What's the harm?
And you're at fault actually.
And I agree that we can grandstand. Well, you're doing the harm and you're at fault. Who's the victim? What's
The
the
lesbians
harm?
are. They're
What's
a
the
victim of the
harm?
lesbian mentality.
What's the
They
harm?
think they can. What?
What's the harm?
They're not able to reproduce.
And
They've
why is that
ended their family
harmful?
line. Huh?
Why is that harmful?
Because they ended their family line. This
Yeah,
beautiful.
so
They
this just
don't-
leads you to like nonsense
Right.
conclusions, like being a monk who takes a vow of celibacy is wrong, like being somebody who is an incel is wrong, being somebody who just doesn't want kids is wrong, that it's wrong to like get your tubes tied, that it's wrong to do the other one.
The lifestyle. No, so you're using a bunch of different other arguments that have different variations of answers that could go with them. But the thing with the lesbian or the homosexual relationship, they are stopping their ability to reproduce, and this might not be their own
And so is
decision.
every single other demographic they just named.
Yes, but
That
this
is the
might not
logical
be their own
follow-through.
decision. So there might be reasons why being a nun is wrong. There might be reasons why being a monk is wrong, but this group
The
of people.
reason we're focusing on right now is that in every single scenario they named, people are not going to have children. That is the only logical follow through that we need to pay attention to right now, because that is what your argument is hinging upon.
Yes.
In every single scenario they named, they said that because it doesn't lead to reproduction. That is what would have to make it wrong under your worldview. Now, if you think everything that they just said is not wrong, but you think being lesbian specifically is wrong, but your reasoning also matches up with the other demographics, then you're just special pleading.
No, yeah, of course, like not reproducing is wrong. There's a reason why, like not having a family line is wrong. The reason is because you came into this world as a person, and you add in evolution, your ability to continue would keep the process of evolution continuing. But if you don't want to keep the process of evolution continuing, you're breaking that process, and like
And do you think, I don't think
you're stopping
evolution
the
knows
evolution
or
of humanity
cares.
into a greater.
Yeah, so evolution isn't a mind. Evolution
okay.
doesn't know if you don't reproduce. Evolution doesn't care if you don't
Okay.
reproduce.
So nothing matters then, right? life
No, I'd say
doesn't
that
matter.
things matter. We should
Well, your
like
life doesn't
probably
matter.
avoid. I mean, I
'Cause
have
you-
different levels of morality, but I think like by and large we should avoid suffering.
Maybe your life doesn't matter because there's like.
Oh, but I think my
evolution
life matters. I think
there's-
like meaning. I think things like meaning are going to be subjective, like meaning and purpose. And I think that my life has a lot of purpose, and I find a lot of meaning in living it.
Oh, really? Why? Why?
Oh, because I get to demolish people on TikTok live. It's a
okay.
lot of fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to the
Yeah.
argument though.
You
You're
unironically,
not-
you should have ran when I told you to.
Oh, okay. I guess I should have. The reason though, they're not able. That's one of the reasons that they're not. That it's wrong. They're not able to do something that's important that been
Okay,
doing.
so anything that would stop reproduction would have to be equally wrong to you, and you don't concede to that. So that makes no sense. You're not being logically consistent. That's
I
the
think
problem.
anything. Yeah, I would say anything that would stop reproduction is wrong.
Okay, do you think revoking consent is wrong?
Well, I mean, no, reproduction of your family lineage.
Yeah, wait,
do you
do you
think
think-
revoking consent with your partner is wrong?
What do you mean? Revoking, like keeping it completely, never having kids, or just like.
You're having sex, and if you didn't want your partner to stop, you would have ended up having a kid. But because you wanted your partner to stop and you told them to stop, they have to get away from you. They have
No,
to
of course-
stop
of
the
course you
sex.
can- of
But
course you
that's
can
preventing the baby from being conceived. So is that wrong?
That is just a one-time. That's a one-time action.
Wait, let's
It is
do.
a yes or no question.
It's a no because they still have the ability in that relationship to further down the line have more kids or have a kid or something like that.
So if this person has trauma and they want you they want to revoke consent every single time, is that wrong?
It's evidence that trauma is wrong in their life. The trauma is wrong.
No,
Well,
not
trauma's
the
not a moral
trauma,
actor,
bestie.
so I'm a bit confused.
Right.
If you have trauma,
We're
you
talking
need
about
to call it something
morals.
else. I don't need to
We're
use all this.
talking about morals. Trauma
Yes.
cannot be right or wrong.
Okay.
It just is.
Okay, you don't have any trauma then, I guess, right?
What? It's not
What?
immoral. It's tragic. It's
tragic,
awful.
so-
it's not immoral.
But it's bad. It's not good. That's
It's not
You're
not in
using
the
word
not in the
salad.
moral
Just-
sense.
just-
It's
just
not
stop.
good
Just
or bad
please,
if we're talking
please.
morals.
word salad. Word salad. Word salad. You have to go.
Beetlejuice,
Do me a
Beetlejuice,
favor
Beetlejuice.
one more time and define what moral means.
I can't define moral. I'm not God. I'm not.
You don't have to be God. What does the word moral mean? The fuck?
Why are you agreeing with the Bible then? Like the Bible's like says.
What are
like,
you talking about? If you believe in God, all power to you, especially the higher one, I guess. That's not what I'm asking you though. What does the word moral mean?
Well, you're inflicting your religious your identity on
Oh
me.
my
I know the
gosh.
Bible says that.
Morals are a
everyone-
philosophical invention. What does moral mean?
Okay, I guess the Bible was a little late to it then.
Yeah, this, but unironically, yeah.
What the actual fuck is going on right now? Do you not know the definition of the word moral?
What is it? You tell me. What's your definition?
So just to clarify, you don't know.
I wouldn't say I don't know, but it's not going to be phrased how you want it to be phrased.
It doesn't need to be. Do you have a general idea of what the word moral means? Can you give me a definition in your own words what moral means? Teacupping is crazy work. Diabolical work.
we got a Googling
I would say
Gary out here.
It's concerned about principles of right or wrong.
Okay, so this has to do with principles.
not the Google definition.
Also,
yeah, 'cause-
not the Google definition. Crazy work. But okay, do you think cancer can have principles?
Wait. Finish the definition. You got to finish the definition. You're missing a key part of that definition.
The behaviors.
Does cancer have
That's really bad because
Wait.
it's still
Wait.
doing
No.
action.
Wait.
It's
Continue.
still doing
Wait.
action.
We're almost
Please
there. We're
don't
almost
do
there.
that.
We're almost
Please
there.
don't do that.
Wait. Just finish it out. We're almost there.
You can't.
Say the line, Bart.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. Let's
That's
hear
what
it.
I'm saying.
Behaviors of goodness or bad of human character.
Let's fucking go. Let's go. Is trauma human?
Is
Bestie?
cancer human?
It's not human, but it's
Wow, so
bad.
then it can't have morality.
But it's very close to the
Period. W
It's so-
concession.
in your brain when you have that cancer, you're not gonna be
We
like,
love
oh,
to see it.
when you get that
The
cancer, you're not
cancer
gonna say.
itself cannot have morals. Trauma itself cannot have morals. Your view that you project onto cancer or trauma does not mean that cancer or trauma are conscious beings capable of morality. Because guess what? And I'm going to give you a few seconds to register this. They don't. I'm so sorry.
Retweet. Guess.
Mine blown to smithereens.
Did you got anything else for us, or should we move on to the
There's
next?
also another definition that there's more. There's multiple definitions.
Yeah, which definition do you want? Yeah, do you want the definition holding or manifesting high principles for proper conduct? Do you think trauma holds principles? You
There
think
are
cancer is
principles,
sitting
yeah.
there thinking about its
behind
principles?
So that's the better definition, I would say.
Yeah,
That
both of
holds
these
the
require a mind. Trauma doesn't have a mind, cancer doesn't have a mind.
Trauma is not influenced by a mind, right?
Well, wait, so the definition,
separate it, though.
it says like of the entity, that the entity being referred to as good or bad, moral or immoral, needs to have a mind.
How do you
Trauma is
separate-
related to mind, but trauma itself does not have a mind.
Trauma's fully influenced by the mind. It's only
But it needs
perceived
to
by the
have
mind.
a mind. How does trauma hold principles?
The trauma holding principles, you're breaking it down in such a weird way that your brain wouldn't break it down in like.
But the
when you
trauma,
have
how does the trauma itself hold principles? How does the trauma have a mind?
The principle of trauma though is bad. It's immoral. Like, it's not good.
That's your conclusion.
You're not listening, I don't think, but
You're begging the question. You need to explain how trauma holds or manifests high principles for proper conduct.
when we think of the word trauma as a society in general, we're gonna think of the word trauma in a principle of being bad. We're not gonna think or good. We're gonna, well, not even good, but we're gonna think about it either as bad or good. We're gonna say this trauma built me, it did not build me. So trauma holds the principle of immorality. It holds the principle of being influenced by something immoral, even like rape or murder or
Yeah, and this graping and unaliving, that's certainly immoral, but the trauma itself does not hold principles because the trauma itself is a product. It exists within a mind, but the trauma itself is not a mind. The trauma doesn't have a mind of its own. The trauma isn't making decisions. The trauma is just going to reduce down to like certain neural pathways that are present within your mind.
it's still like interconnected though with that.
So it can be
Very hard.
interconnected with a mind. It can influence a mind. Trauma itself does not have a mind.
So you're gonna say that. So what's the full? Because we've been on the definition of moral and immoral for so long. What's the point of? Because you wanted to say, you want me to prove that it's wrong by using a moral reason that it's wrong, but there's no moral reason. There's only indicators for that. There's only indicators. There's evidence. There's no proof.
W concession. W concession. Let's go.
W concession. Period.
So there's evidence, but we don't have proof for anything. I mean, I can't tell you why murdering is wrong. There's reasons why
I can.
You can't? Cause really? That's not. That's.
Because
that's-
there's good reasons, but there's also bad reasons for it too.
For murder?
Yeah.
I can tell you why in like all but the
Self-defense.
most dire of circumstances that like that unaliving people is going to be wrong.
For self-defense, it's not wrong.
That's not murder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, killing.
Murder
let's call it that.
specifically
I don't think
unjustified.
killing is inherently wrong.
Killing. Okay. Okay. So that's what
Like
I'm arguing.
instances of like self-defense.
Yeah.
Or like there's sometimes like justified wars.
Yeah.
Or if you were like stopping like a Schmidt terrorist
Yeah.
who was
So
gonna
killing is the
like
word I
blow up
should
a
have.
city.
Yeah.
And I
Killing
think like
is the word
killing
I
is
wanna
like
use.
A-okay actually.
Yeah, because murder is a specific type of killing. I'm sorry about that, but
Yeah.
killing, like it's the same thing with killing. There's reasons why we believe that it is wrong, but then on the other side, I mean, I can't prove to you killing's wrong, but there's reasons why I know it is wrong. There's no proof. There's only evidence. Proof and evidence. Evidence leads to proof, but there's no actual.
Do you think
proof of
do you
anything.
think it would have been wrong to kill Hitler?
To kill Hitler?
Yeah.
There's evidence for why it would be.
Well, so wait, why would it have been wrong to kill
This
Hitler?
live is for educational purposes only. No harassment or bullying of any kind will be tolerated.
Please continue.
The reason or the reasons I think it would be wrong is because he's killing more people than need to be killed. I mean,
Yeah, but why would it be wrong to kill Hitler?
it wouldn't be wrong
Oh, perfect.
based on my own evidence, but there's no proof. I can't prove to you. I didn't prove to you killing Hitler was good. And if you think I did, then
Because it sounds like you said that you're not sure that you think killing is always wrong. Maybe I was confused. Maybe I misheard.
no. So we can't know if killing is it's the same thing. There's evidence to point to it being wrong, but we can't have proof that it's wrong. It's the same thing with being lesbian.
What's the
We have
difference between evidence and proof?
Proof is solid, like fact, but there's no like
Can evidence be solid fact?
No, it just points to that.
So evidence can't be solid fact.
It points to that. It's a separate concept. Yeah.
So let's say that that like somebody ate all of the cookies in my refrigerator while I was gone. The last time I checked, They were there. I came back, and there were like crumbs left behind. Is this a solid fact?
No, it's evidence. And even if you
Wait. So it's not a solid fact
It's
that
not-
there's
it's not a
crumbs on the
solid-
plate, that my cookies are not there? That's not a solid fact?
No, it's not. It's very, very strong evidence. And
What do you mean?
saw
What do you think a solid fact
If you
is?
saw it with your own eyes, you could say, you could even make the claim that, oh, I was hallucinating. You could even make that claim. But even our natural senses, there's no proof or evidence that we have with these natural senses. There's ability to be wrong. There's ability for faults in our natural senses. So there's no proof. There's only evidence. You might have seen
Why are you going into meta commentary about how nothing is 100% guaranteed? No shit, Sherlock. But like, if we walk into a kitchen and we see,
Brian, thank you so
oh,
much for the $20 cash to kick Darnell. That'll do it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's get a W Brian in the comments section. Huge W. No, I appreciate that, Brian. Thank you. That's awesome.
That's so real. Actually,
Let's get a big W Brian in the comment section. If anybody else wants to support the stream, the Cash App is allegedly Ian, or I forget my own spiel. The Venmo's allegedly -Ian and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian, both in my bio. Sam's stuff is in their bio as well. Make sure you're dropping a follow so you never miss a single debate like this in the future. And of course, if you make sure you're double tapping that screen, let's get all the way up to 120k likes. If everybody left 20 likes, we would be there already. So let's get on up there. What's up? How's it going, Rager?
What's up? How's it going?
Yeah, how old are
Freedom
you?
tastes so good.
22.
Yep. And do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Yes, I do.
Okay, why do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Because I'm Christian.
Okay, so why should I think that it's wrong if I'm not Christian?
I mean, you have your own opinion. You ain't got to. I'm just telling you why I think it's wrong.
Okay, I mean, why would I, what's the evidence that, like, so what specific verse are you citing, first of all?
Do not engage in same sex.
Yeah, which verse is that?
I mean, I can't tell you the exact verse, but it's in
So
there.
if you don't know what the verse is, then how do
Carson,
you
you
know that
want
it's
to look up the
wrong?
verse for me? I guess he wants me to find the verse for him. Look up
Yeah, I
the
just want to know which verse specifically you're citing.
Yeah, I got you. Just give him a second. Let me ask you a question, though.
Yeah.
Off topic. If you think everyone followed by the rules in the Bible, you think the world would be a better place?
I think the world would be a much worse place, actually.
How
And
so?
it lays out why kids should get the death penalty for basic infractions like calling your parents mean names or like being a slob. It says that kids should get the death penalty in
Where's it? What?
in Exodus, in Leviticus, and in Deuteronomy, which is reaffirmed by Jesus in Matthew and Mark. It says that you should beat your kids like
What's
6
the
or
Old-
7
that's
times
the Old
in
Testament.
Proverbs.
It says homosexual as an immoral and unnatural sin. Leviticus 18:22.
Oh, okay. So the problem you're going to run into if you're setting Leviticus is just going to be that you also have to affirm that slavery is good. So because in Leviticus 25, 44 through 46, it says that you can own slaves. Do you think you should be able to own slaves?
No, but honestly, okay, what's your definition of a slave? Work without getting paid?
Yeah, just like probably a person who is owned by another person as property.
Well, yeah, when slavery first started out, they didn't get paid for it, right? They worked for free.
But my
as
definition
slavery
is just
kept-
going to be when somebody owns you as property. That's going to be what constitutes a slave.
Well, the big corporations that have workers, don't they basically own you? Except the only difference is that you're getting paid for it. But you still,
like a
have,
metaphorical
you still have to be
sense.
there when they tell you to be there. And you
Yeah,
still have to leave
well,
when they tell you
no,
to
that's
leave.
not true. You can just not show up to your job.
I mean,
Of
yeah,
course,
then you're
like
fired,
bad
just
things are
like
going to
back
happen
then
if you
didn't show
do.
up, you-
But they don't. So when I say slave, I mean like literally, like legally own you. Corporations don't literally legally own you.
Well, I think
And if they do, I would say that they do in fact own slaves. If they actually do legally own you, if you are their possession, their property, then yeah, that corporation does own slaves.
I mean, yeah, but there are government jobs where you have to sign contracts, just like with the army, the military. You're a slave to the military, and that's a fact. You're there, you do what they say, you make your bed, you brush your teeth, you go to bed when they say to. I mean, if you think about it, you're a slave in the military, man. I mean, there's slaves everywhere. It's just the only difference is we're getting paid for it now.
Yeah, but you would agree that like slavery is bad, right?
Yes, I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah,
but I
cool.
also
So if
think
slavery
that
is
the
bad,
Bible-
then it seems like because Leviticus says that slavery is fine, so it seems like you would actually disagree with Leviticus, which means that I'm not going to take it to be the case that being lesbian is wrong because of a verse in Leviticus.
It doesn't say word for word that slavery is good in the Bible. It just says you should respect your slave owner.
No, what it says is that you may own slaves.
Okay.
That's Leviticus 44:25, or that's Leviticus 25:44 through 46.
No, I believe you. I mean, I know you're educated on this stuff, but
Aw, thank you.
where I stand at, I'm against it, just like I'm against the transgender. I don't hate anybody, but I do think it's wrong, and I think it's a false reality, to be quite frank.
I don't really want to run the. Oh God, no, I'm not gonna run it.
Well, I can explain to you why.
No. I don't need to. No. It's okay. But I just want to know. Oh gosh, no. I can't. I gotta hold.
I mean, I'm
Okay, it's
sorry
fine.
I offend you. It's just
No. It's not offending me. It's
not
just that specifically the statement that it's a false reality is completely indefensible.
Well, I mean, it kind of is, because if I go put on, okay, and you're going to say it's crazy, but if you really think about this point right here, it makes sense. If you don't like what you are and you don't like that you're a man, you can go put on a wig and a dress and say that you're a woman. If you
Wait, so the question is just going to be, that's fine. I actually will run it. I'll just turn it on. Sorry, I'll turn chat to sub only for a second. So it'll just be for a second. Sorry, gang. So what's the false belief?
that you can be something that you're not.
So for like a trans man or a trans woman, when a trans man claims to be a man, what's the false belief there?
The biology behind it.
Do you think that a trans man thinks that like they have whatever biological characteristic?
Yeah, I mean, I believe.
So you
that
think
you are
trans
whatever
men
it
think
says
that
on
they're
your birth
males?
certificate.
Wait, can you find me the trans man that thinks that they're males? Because I know a lot of trans men. Not a single one of them will tell you that they're a male.
Well, yeah, that's where the false reality is. If what it says on
It's
your birth
the false
certificate
reality is in the
is-
thing that's not real.
Okay, listen. If you are born a man, that is what you are. You can say you're a woman, that is fine. Nowadays, you can say and do almost anything you want to. If you want to say you're a woman, you are, but at the end of the day, you're still not. Your biology, human biology is a male. Just like if I wanted to say I'm a cop, I could put on a cop uniform, I can walk around and pretend to be a cop, which is against the law, but I can do it. But at the end of the day, I'm not a cop. If I want to act like I'm a lawyer,
Yeah, and I agree. You can
say I'm a
restate your
lawyer, but I'm
conclusion
not.
as many times as you want, and you can give analogies as many times as you want. But what I asked you is what false belief they hold. You said that they believe that they're males, but trans men don't believe that they're males. Ask a trans man; he'll tell you that he's a female. That he was assigned female at birth. A trans man does not believe that he is a male.
But he is. That's the false reality. He is a male. Okay, you can say you're a female.
So trans men are men by your definition?
Huh?
Trans man.
So
A man that was a woman that was originally a woman that wants to be a man now. That's what I would say.
yeah, so a trans man, what's the false belief that they hold?
Believing that they're a woman.
They don't.
I mean,
Trans men
believing that
understand
they're, my bad.
themselves to be
believing that they're a
men.
man. Believing that they're a man.
Yeah, and what specifically, when they say the word man, what do they mean by that?
What you just said, that they're a man. They believe that they're a man.
Yeah, but what definition of man are they using?
A human male with a penis.
You think
has
when a
testosterone
trans
in their
man
body.
claims to be I'll just tell you that's not true. Trans men are not claiming to be male.
Then
They're
what are
claiming
they
to be
claiming?
men.
Every trans man don't claim that.
So a trans man, when they claim to be a man, they just are saying that they are a person who understands themselves to be of the gender category societally
But you
associated
don't
with
understand
males.
yourself if you're trying to change what you were born to be, what you are.
No, they're not.
Yes.
Because they still recognize themselves to be people who were assigned female at birth. There's no false belief
obviously don't
entailed by being a
recognize
trans
yourself if you
man.
look in the mirror one day and you're like, yeah, I was a man 10 years ago, but now I think I'm gonna be a woman today. You know what? I want to be a fucking Avenger tomorrow, so maybe I just might be Avenger tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a good thing that one of these things is based
Jesus
on
Christ,
internal
this world
identity.
is
It's
so
based on
crazy.
gender
It's
identity and
honestly
internal understanding of
crazy to
self,
me
while
that
the
y'all
other
sit
one is
here
based on
trying to-
external factors,
Oh my
like
God.
whether or not you're a member of the team called the Avengers. One of these is an external fact, the other is an internal fact.
Us, Jesus.
And I agree, you can moan Jesus' name as many times as you want, but Jesus isn't going to help
needs
you in
to
this
come
debate.
back, and either that or there needs
Jesus
to be
fine
a,
as hell,
a
too.
world
I understand
war. There needs to be
why.
a war. So
Have you seen Jesus's like fucking abs? This motherfucker.
let me
He
ask
sat
you
down
Jesus
and
pretty as
he hit like
hell.
P90X like a crazy motherfucker.
No, for
Okay,
real.
let me ask you a question. What happens to us if everybody wakes up one day and decides they want to be trans? What happens?
I bet our music would get a lot better as a society.
So
Meredith,
I
thank
bet-
you so
I
much
bet-
for the
I bet
subscription.
there'll be
W
about-
Meredith in the comment
I bet there will
section.
be about a 5,000.
Wait, can you name a single artist, a single trans artist who makes bad music? Could you do that? Go
What are
ahead.
you talking about artists
Music.
for?
Yeah, because you asked what will happen to our society. I'm telling you, our music's gonna get like 300% better. So can you name me a single trans artist who makes bad music? Go ahead.
I can't argue with someone who thinks 2 + 2 is fucking
We're talking
5,
about
buddy.
life, not
Yeah,
you.
nobody thinks 2 + 2 is 5.
Trans people do.
They
Trans
certainly
people.
don't. They don't think that
They
they're male.
actually really
A trans
don't.
man doesn't think that he's a male.
Listen, this is what you're telling me. If I wanted to be a woman tomorrow, I could be a woman.
If you understand yourself to be that way.
Okay, let me tell you this. You know that story, the article about the girl that was in elementary school there, Virginia, just filed a lawsuit for like $100 million because her daughter got raped by a trans student, a boy that was in a dress, a skirt that said he was a trans, but
You know
wasn't.
what's crazy about that is
What is crazy about
I
it?
don't know if that's true, but
Look it
the
up. It's true.
craziest
I can
thing
Wait,
is,
what's the
you
name of the
know-
story? Let's
but
see it.
No. But even aside from that, even if this is true, you know the demographic that's more likely to commit those crimes because they're not trans people.
Well, it didn't happen until that law came out. I never heard about a girl getting raped in the bathroom until the bathroom policy came out.
Okay, so you think that before that law, there was no woman that was ever assaulted in a bathroom ever? Is that your claim right now?
Not a school bathroom by a student. No,
Y'all
that
don't
never
understand
happened.
that.
No? Okay. I'm so glad you said that and that you said it with conviction, bestie. 1 second.
Oh yeah, wait. So I found our news story. It's from the Associated Press. Still, the assaults appear to have little to do with the attacker's gender identity, according to the documents filed with the family's lawsuit.
What I looked up the other day, because it clearly says it was a trans student. What are you talking about? It says.
Well, yeah. So this is like according to the lawsuit, the family themselves who filed the lawsuit, saying it has nothing to do with the gender identity.
Okay, but the lawsuit says it had something to do with the gender identity.
I just told you that the lawsuit doesn't say that.
Yes. Okay. Fine.
Wait, according to the Associated Press, it doesn't.
Transgender teen guilty of sexual assault in Loudoun, Virginia, whatever that is. The school board tried to hide a rape of a female student by a biological male.
Yeah, but the lawsuit claims no mention of gender identity.
It says it right there at the top. No matter how you read that, it says what it says.
Wait. So according to
This
the
is what y'all do. Y'all are
Associated
delusional.
Press,
Y'all are
I'm not saying that the person wasn't trans, but according to the Associated Press, according to the lawsuit, the assaults appear to have little to do with the attacker's gender identity.
They're not used to having people in here that's educated. I can tell.
Wait, you think that you're educated? You think that you're doing well?
Yes.
Hey,
Of all the things you could
Do you-
have said.
Go ask a doctor, hey, if I'm born a male and I change my identity and I really believe in my head, if I sit there.
Wait. So it's too bad that trans men don't think that they're trans men think that they're men. They don't think that they're male. And I think you're still a bit confused. Wait, Rager, let's calm down. Rager, let's take a deep breath, okay? Let's not be a raging rager, okay?
The name speaks for itself. I played video.
Yeah, let's I mean if we wanted to let's ask the doctors. Let's ask the American Psychological Association, which affirms the truth of trans identities. Let's ask the AMA, which affirms the truth of trans identities. Let's ask every leading major medical organization on the planet. And
Yes,
they will
because
affirm exactly what I'm telling you,
everybody-
that trans people are valid in their gender identities.
Because I
Aaron,
can
thank
see-
you so much for the subscription. Welcome to the community. Love having you here.
But a transgender can say what they want, and it can't, and they can say that they are that. We have to agree with it.
Wait. I just want to. Are you disagreeing with all the major medical organizations?
Yes, I am, because it does
Perfect.
not say that if
So
you are a
earlier you were puffing out your chest like I'm so educated. Ask a doctor, and now here you are saying I disagree with every doctor on the planet.
Jesus Christ.
No, bro, listen, because listen. If you're born into a hospital, when they put on your birth certificate, male or female, that is what you are from the day you are born to the day you die, no matter which way you look at it. I don't care what the new research says. It is what it is. You can go get testosterone pumped into you if you want,
Nobody disagrees.
but biologically you are a male.
Nobody disagrees with this. Yeah,
Let them talk. I want to hear them.
nobody disagrees.
So what's the argument about if you don't disagree with
Yeah, so the nuance here, trans people or trans men agree that they are not male. Trans people or trans men agree that they are female. It's just that trans men are men. That being a male or being not a male doesn't make you not a man. That's all trans people are saying.
Like my friend saying, not all of them. Not all of them believe.
Oh, then the people who say that they are the trans men who claim to be male, I would just disagree with those people.
You would disagree with them.
I would disagree with those people, yeah, wholeheartedly, easily.
With the LGBTQ community?
Yeah, easily. Yeah, definitely. Slam dunk, yeah. Every 10 days out of 10 I would, yeah. That's super easy for me, absolutely, yeah. If there's a trans man who is claiming to be male, that person is incorrect.
But a trans man was a woman at first, right?
Well, no, a trans man is a man. They were assigned female at birth, but a trans man is a man.
But they were assigned female at birth?
Yes.
But they're a man?
Yes.
So are they a man or are they a female?
Both.
Both. Holy fucking shit. I can't believe it. Like, oh my god.
Can you say I sell propane and propane accessories?
No way. No fucking way. Oh my. Hey, take the Bible and Jesus out of it. Let's just use logic here, okay? If we
let's just use
could
logic.
build this world with logic, that would be great. Honestly. I'm not a doctor and I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I know if you're born a man, that's what you are. Okay? You're not going to tell me any different. I will go to jail before I look you in your face and tell you, hey, nice cock you got sawed off last week. I believe you're a female now. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, wait, so I'll just remind you, because there seems to be some confusion. Trans men don't think that they're male. They know that they're female. Trans men are men. That's the claim. Trans men are people who were assigned female at birth. It's just that they're men.
I understand
what you're saying. Wait, so I'm going to ask you, when a trans man claims to be a man, what do you think they mean by the word man?
He's not.
Let me ask you this.
That's not because that's not the question. The question again is just when a trans man claims to be a man, what do they mean by that?
I guess they mean that they think that they found themselves for who they are, really.
Well, I'm asking you.
Yeah, just that they understand themselves to be a man. Perfect.
They understand themselves, yeah.
Yeah. And is that true of them? Is that accurate? Do they understand themselves to be this way?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they're mentally ill, yeah.
So first of all, what's the mental illness? But second of all, W concession, because you just agreed that being a trans man contains zero false beliefs, that trans men don't have false beliefs when they claim to be a man.
If I woke up one day and I decided, I'm not happy with what I am, I'm not happy with the avatar that I've created, I would call that mental illness.
So do you think that if one day you wake up and you think, I think I'd look better with a different skincare routine, do you think that that's a mental illness?
I mean, if you think, hey, I think I look better with a wig or better skin.
No, let's do the skincare routine. If you wake up and say, maybe I should start a skincare routine, I think I might look better.
Skincare, but that's not being a trans. Caring for your skin is not anywhere close to that.
But if you looked in the mirror one day and said, hey, I think I'd look better if I did this thing, being like skincare.
I think I might need a haircut today, but it doesn't mean
so then you would reject the argument you made earlier. Perfect.
No, it doesn't, because that doesn't mean you're not happy with yourself and thinking you need a haircut or thinking you need to start a skin.
Because the argument you made earlier is that it's a mental illness if you look in the mirror and think that you should be different.
Trying to change your identity. Getting a haircut and a skin routine is not changing your identity.
Gotcha. So you would just disagree with the argument you made earlier?
think
Are you stupid? Or you like you could be so smart. You really could be. You could be such a
I
smart.
think you're just not tracking, and I'm trying to dumb it down for you. I really am.
You're not dumbing it down for me. I'm answering your
So
question.
earlier,
You're not
okay, let me
manipulating
walk
me.
you
I know
through the
what I'm
progression of the conversation, because earlier what you said was that it's a mental illness to look into the mirror and think that something should be different. And I'm explaining to you that that's not true, because there's many instances where you could look in the mirror and think something should be different, but that's not a mental illness. For example, skincare, makeup, any number of things, really. Do you think it's a mental illness to want to like convert religions?
No, I
Is
don't.
that a change of identity?
No, it's not a change of identity.
So wait, you think that there's no difference between a Muslim and a Christian?
I wouldn't identify nobody before their religion. That's
But
how
do
they
we have religious
feel.
identities?
That's not identity, buddy. That's not.
That is identity. Do you think that we have religious
It's
identities
identity
or
of
don't
religion,
have
not
religious
identity of
identities?
yourself, of who you are. So identity of religion. That's what it is. Identity of religion. Not
Yes,
identity
yeah,
of
you
who
identify
you
as a
are.
Christian or a Muslim or a Buddhist or like Hindu. It's an identity.
Okay. No.
So do you have a better argument than nah?
Identity is what is you, who you are. Male or female is identity. Black or white is identity. Religion is not in there. When they ask you at school, when you used to fill out them little things, male or female, Native American, African American, religion was not on there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait, but because for the purposes of those surveys, it probably wasn't relevant. But regardless of that fact, you still have a religious identity. Unless you want to reject, like, literally all of society and the way that they
Okay,
use
so
the
what if
words,
what if
you
just
have
don't
a
believe in
religious
religion at all?
identity. It's a part of
What
your
if you just don't-
identity.
What if you just don't believe in religion at all? How would you identify?
You would identify as an atheist. Your religious identity would be
No,
atheist.
an atheist. I was on an atheist person's live the other day. Atheist doesn't necessarily not believe in anything.
Well, in that case, they'd be agnostic.
They believe in energy and stuff like that. But
Oh, that person's like just stupid. But that could still classify as an atheist if they don't believe in like
Okay,
a
then
god. They just wouldn't be a naturalist. So you can be an atheist supernaturalist, although I think that position is like very stupid.
no, it's just like
My friend was
it
asking
just
a
comes
question.
down to like just life, simple life. Like you know how a dude's not supposed to have sex with another guy, right?
they don't
What?
believe it. They believe
A
everything.
guy's not
happens.
supposed to stick his parts in another guy.
Why not?
correct? Oh, so you think he should?
I think that they can if they want.
He's
If
got
it's consenting
He's got
adults, why not? Who cares?
You got life
Listen to
all wrong.
that.
Do you want to get closer to the microphone? It sounds like you're in the other
I
room.
said you got life all wrong.
Oh, can I get an argument?
No, you can't because there's no argument.
Gotcha.
Look, let's
You have no argument. Perfect.
let's continue with what you're saying. What were you saying a minute ago?
Yeah, well, okay, wait, because it seems like we're moved past this one. So, do you have a reason why being lesbian is wrong?
Morally wrong, yes, because I'm a Christian.
Gotcha. So, what's the evidence that Christianity is true?
What's the evidence that it's not?
Tons, innumerable, actually. We could just like start with all of like the super immoral verses. If God's all good, why did He command the unaliving of the Amalekite children in 1 Samuel 15?
How do you think that we know that killing and murder and all that's wrong?
That's just going to come from a moral intuition that developed evolutionarily.
From who? Just a regular human being?
From evolution, that there's
Evolution-
evolutionary reasons
evolution
why
has
this would
no-
be selected for.
Evolution has no creative mechanism. So what created evolution?
It does have a creative it has a mechanism that leads
it
to
doesn't.
things coming into
Something is
existence.
something
Hart,
is
thank you so much
created.
for the subscription. Welcome to the community.
Listen. Something is created and then it evolves. What created evolution? Evolution has no
I would say that the
creative
process, all the
mechanism.
evidence seems to point to abiogenesis as being the starting mechanism.
You got a computer by you?
Yeah.
Look up if evolution has a creative mechanism.
What do you mean creative mechanism?
Just look it up. I've looked it up.
Wait,
before.
but what do you mean? What do you mean by creative mechanism? What do the words creative mechanism mean? Oh, do we mean like does it have like a mind behind it? Because it certainly doesn't have a mind behind it. But if by creative mechanism what you mean is does evolution create things or does it like produce
Yes, it does.
outcomes?
After
Yeah, it
it's
does
created,
produce
but
outcomes.
Everything has a start and everything has an end. Evolution.
So does God have a start?
It didn't just evolve into nothing.
Jessica, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Venmo. W Jessica, W666, W Satan, hail Satan. Let's get a W Jessica and a W666 in the comment section. If anybody else wants to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly -Ian, Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Both are in my bio. So does God have a start?
No.
Perfect. So then not everything has a start in your worldview. Awesome.
Okay, well, there has to be something out there that doesn't have a start to create us. Wouldn't you agree? We didn't just appear out of thin air.
No, I think that things have always existed. Otherwise, we're just special pleading.
Things, human race has existed for a long time before God.
Not
before it
humans,
says
but the
God
universe.
Came to the world. Humans have existed.
Glum, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. W Glum, W666, W Satan, hail Satan. Appreciate that, Glum. Big W Glum in the comment section.
Here's another thing. Way back before time, before the Bible even came to this world, there was Spartans, there was people killing each other. If they had a problem back then, they'd throw you into a pit and make you fight somebody to the death. There's not things like that. Yes, there's still school shootings, there's still murder, but we have an idea.
Wait, let's use TikTok-friendly language, okay?
Oh, my bad.
This is Daniel, thank you so much for the subscription. Welcome to the community. Glad you're here.
Look, I got something going on at work. It was great talking to you. I hope I can debate you again. I'm
hopefully.
not saying I won this debate. You're very smart, very educated, but I had a fun time talking to you.
Yeah, I had a great time talking with you as well. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends, doing all that good stuff. Let's get all the way up to 150K likes. Make sure you're dropping a follow to me and Sam as well. And if you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly -Ian, and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Liv, thank you so much for the subscription. Welcome to the community. Glad you're here. Princess Leia, thank you so much. Heart emoji, thank you so much. What's up, Dakota? How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. How old are you?
18.
And what year were you born?
2005.
Yep. So do you think being lesbian is wrong?
I don't know how to feel about it.
I'm not. I mean, maybe you could feel neutrally about it. All right, I accept your surrender. Folded like a chair, scrambled like an omelet. Get your ankles absolutely shattered. You will never debate again.
Hello.
What's up? How's it going?
Hey, good. How are you guys?
Doing well. How old are you?
Oh, thank you.
I'm 30.
Yeah. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
So I don't agree with it, but I have friends that are bi and lesbian. And I am Christian, so I'm called to love everyone regardless of how they live. And so in my eyes, I'm not going to be like shaming someone for it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And which verse are you going to be citing to say that being lesbian is wrong?
I'm not good at citing verses, but I know that there's a verse that says the unrighteous will not make it to heaven. So
yeah, but how do you know that being lesbian is unrighteous?
Because it says the sexually immoral. So in my mind,
how do you know that that's kind of begging the question, right? So you're saying that being lesbian is sexually immoral because the Bible says that it's sexually immoral.
Yes, it does say it's sexually immoral.
Or wait. So, I'm sorry. I actually got the argument wrong. So you're saying that it's sexually immoral because the Bible says that that sexual immorality won't make it to heaven. And of course, you just presuppose that being lesbian falls under this category.
Yes.
So what justifies why being lesbian is under this category? Why is it sexually immoral?
So I can't answer that completely because I didn't create humans and sex or sexual organs, but I believe that it was meant to be between man and women, and marriage was supposed to be a precious covenant between man and woman. But I believe that through corn and other sexual things that are, I guess, kind of perverted, that we've just come pretty far away from what God intended for the world to be like, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So why does any of this mean that being lesbian is wrong?
I just believe that it was just supposed to be man and women, simple. Reproduce and have a marriage, but...
Okay, but why does that mean that, so do you think it's wrong to be a nun?
I think that Catholics kind of put their own spin on God in the Bible. So maybe some nuns don't live perfectly, but
do you think it's like it's innately wrong to be a nun? Because being a nun means that you have to take like a vow of celibacy. So is it innately wrong to be a nun?
no, I think God agrees with celibacy and no sex before marriage. And
But with somebody who like never had like who is celibate their entire life.
no, I don't think anything's wrong with that. I think
Yeah,
Jesus was celibate his entire life.
Yeah, exactly. So Jesus never formed this like perfect family structure. So why do lesbians need to form this perfect family structure?
Well, they don't need to form a perfect family structure, but I do think there comes issues with not having a man in the home. Not having a father in the home can create issues for the children, in my mind.
Do you have any like studies to back this up? Because we have plenty of studies which would suggest the opposite.
I'm sure there's studies to suggest either way, honestly.
But do you have any studies to suggest your way? Because we have studies to suggest our way.
I'm sure if I Googled studies on not having a father in the home, there would be some out there.
But you have studies on like lesbians.
No, I don't know if I'm sure there are some, but I'm just saying I know that not having a father can affect children.
That's
and in
true,
a lesbian
but
home, there is no father.
what that's more going to be related to is the fact that lots of people who don't have a father in the home are just going to be single mothers, and that it's a lot to raise a kid. And if you
that
put
was
all of
not
that
God's
onto just one
intention.
person, that's like an enormous amount. So
Yeah,
the
I'm
outcomes are going to
a
be bad,
single mother.
not because it's bad to not have a father in the home, but because it's wrong to not have like 2 or more parents in the home.
Yeah, I think that was wrong. That's not what God intended, but that's where some of us
Yeah,
have
but
ended up.
lesbians are capable of fixing this by just having 2 or more parents in the room. Or not in the room, but in like the family.
I mean, it could help in a sense, but I still think that it was intended for a man and a woman to be in the home because children need both examples. And
Why?
I'm
Do
a
you have any
single
data for
mother.
this?
What?
Do you have any data for this?
Not off the top of my head. I don't remember.
Gotcha.
I don't
Okay,
have
that's
a
fine.
great memory.
I can just like throw a study at you, and it's like super easy.
I don't have a great memory, and I don't hate anyone. I would still love a lesbian. I would still love a gay man. I just don't agree with it. I think that it can create issues.
Yeah.
know-
So according to same-sex or a study titled "Same-Sex and Different Sex Parent Households and Child Health Outcomes: Findings from the National Child Survey," if we go to the conclusions. Children with female same-sex parents and different sex parents demonstrated no difference in outcomes.
Yeah.
So there's no evidence that makes it, or that it's like worse.
I wouldn't say worse. I would just say it's not how it was supposed to be.
So if it's not how it's supposed to be, but there's no harm to anybody, then who cares?
I think it's a little bit harmful. I've had
What's the
friends.
harm?
Well, they just don't have a father figure. How are they supposed to know? It just is. It would be odd to not have a father, I feel like.
The studies seem to indicate that that's not a problem.
Just from word of mouth, I have heard that it is a problem for young girls and young boys to not have a father figure.
Do you think it's wrong to be in like the military if you have a young child at home and you get like deployed overseas? Do you think that would be wrong?
I think that it affects children.
But do you think that that's wrong? Do you think it's wrong to be in the military and get deployed overseas?
I'm not someone that likes to say this is wrong or that's wrong because
Well, you're
I'm
saying
not-
being lesbian is wrong. So do you think it's wrong to be someone who's in the military and
I
who gets
don't
deployed
agree
overseas?
with it, and I think that it can affect
Gotcha.
people negatively.
Gotcha. So you hate the troops. Gotcha.
I don't hate anybody.
So you hate the troops is crazy.
I'm called to love everyone. I love vets.
Except the
I
troops,
love-
of course.
I love everyone. I'm not the ultimate judge, you know? So I can't judge others. I'm a
Okay.
sinner myself.
No,
We
right,
all-
but like, fuck the troops.
Yeah, true.
No, I
Not
love
true. Not true. I love the
I have
troops.
nothing against vets, but I do think that it affects their children in a negative way when they're gone for years or months or they pass away while they're away. Worst case scenario.
Yeah, so it just seems like insofar as you have two parents in the household, regardless of what their gender is, it seems like the outcomes are exactly the same.
I don't know if they're exactly the same, but
Well, that's what the study says, and you provided. Are you going to be able to
it's
provide
better
data
than
for
a
your
kid.
side, or?
I would rather a kid live with lesbians than be on the street with no parents at all. But do I agree with it? No. I don't think it's right. I think it can just cause issues in a child's mind, in my mind. I would feel that way.
But there's just no. Are you going to be able to provide the source which verifies this? Doctor, thank
the
you so much.
Bible.
Appreciate that.
The Bible verifies it for me.
Yeah, but you have like a study. Okay, that's fine. We'll run it. How do you know the Bible is true?
Because it's written, it has many transcripts, more transcripts than a lot of other books in history.
So if I sat down and wrote like a million transcripts for like fan fiction, would that make the fan fiction true?
No, but you're one person in this. The Bible has many people who
If
wrote
I
it.
sat down with my like 50 friends and we all wrote like fan fiction transcripts, would that make the fan fiction true?
Well, fiction is never true.
Yeah,
But
I
the
agree.
Bible-
That's why the Bible isn't true.
I think the Bible is very true because it can be applied today. And I don't believe God told us to murder our children.
Oh, wait, he did. He says, this is exactly what he says in Exodus when he says that if your kid hits you, you should kill them. And if your kid says mean words about you, you should kill them. Says this in Leviticus where he reiterates that if your kid says mean words about you, you should kill him. Reiterates this in Deuteronomy when he says that if your kid's like lazy and like a drunkard, that you should take them out into the town center and everybody should stone them to death. Reaffirms that you should kill your kid for saying mean things to you. Jesus does specifically in Mark and Matthew. God directly commands the slaughtering of the Canaanites and the Amalekites. It says that you should beat your kids at least like 6 or 7 times in Proverbs.
I don't know that it says beat. And
Wait. Because it says it's not subtle with this one. It says
But can I ask if the 10 Commandments say do not murder, why would it be okay to murder our children?
Well, that's going to be a question for God, right? Because that means that the Bible's contradictory, which means that I would just reject it for that reason.
Well, I just know the 10 Commandments came straight from God, and maybe some of the other prophets got something wrong. But I would follow the 10 Commandments and not murder my child.
God, but do you think that the Bible contains falsehoods? Is that correct?
I think
So
the Bible.
so under this logic, by the way, you have literally no. So where in the 10 Commandments does it say that being lesbian is wrong?
It does not say it in the 10 Commandments.
Yeah,
It
perfect.
just-
So
It says adultery and lust in your heart is wrong.
okay, wait. So let's. I do just want to read Proverbs 23:13 to you because it's a banger. Do not withhold discipline from your child. If you beat them with a rod, they will not die.
Yeah, I just think so. A rod in the Bible was considered what the shepherds used to guide their sheep and keep them from
Do you
running
think
off.
beating kids with rods is good?
No, I don't think beating, but I definitely think sometimes kids need spankings because you can repeat yourself 1,000
With a
times.
rod?
It says
Not with a rod.
the line is if you beat them with a rod, they will not die. You're locked in pretty heavily to beating kids with rods is good.
So I just know that back then things were different. Today
What-
you can spank your kid
what
and
was
be
different?
considered abusive.
True.
Life was rough back then. Shepherds, so they had to guide their sheep with the rod, right? Because if their sheep got lost, the wolves would devour them. And I feel like it's a parable because Jesus spoke in parables. It doesn't mean literally, it just means discipline your children or the wolves will devour them.
Wait, this isn't Jesus. This is like the author of Proverbs.
Yeah, which I can't, was that Paul who wrote Proverbs?
Let's check.
I don't remember who wrote
Who
Proverbs.
wrote Proverbs? King Solomon is who it's ascribed to in your tradition.
Okay.
So why did King Solomon hate kids so much?
A lot of
And-
kings hated kids in the Bible, I feel like.
Yeah,
There were
so
a
it seems
lot
like
of
the
them
Bible is
ordered-
unreliable though, because beating kids is wrong actually.
Yeah, I would say beating them is wrong, but I don't know if that God would not condone beating your kids, but he would definitely condone disciplining them Otherwise, they grow up with no morals, and they grow up on kids end up on drugs or addicts or on the streets. You know, if they have
Well,
no
wait.
morals.
So if he wouldn't co-sign this, then that means that God doesn't co-sign everything that's in the Bible. So how do you know that being lesbian is wrong if you don't know that the Bible is true?
Well, I believe the Bible is true. I just don't know if
So if you
everyone.
believe the Bible's true, then you think beating kids with rods is good.
No, I do not think beating.
Then you don't
kids-
think the Bible is true.
I do think the Bible is
Then
true.
you think beating kids with rods is good.
No, I just don't think that's what the Bible meant exactly.
That's fine. Wait, so you don't think that that's what the Bible meant? You know,
It
fair
says
enough.
it's-
Let's read like 6 other verses that say the exact 6 other verses that say the exact 6 other verses that say the exact.
To live this way, you're going to end up basically in hell, which nobody wants to end up in hell because
Wait,
it's
give me just a second. I need to go get my backpack.
okay.
You need to go get your backpack when the topic is about being lesbian is actually diabolical work. Anyway, how are we all doing on this fine afternoon?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I was gonna say you're very pretty and I like your hair. The color is
Thank you.
cool. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. We got, in addition to this one, we have Proverbs 13. Proverbs 13. VUE, which is the standard Bible for like academics.
Yeah, I like to read the King James version because it is the first translation, and maybe someone put beat in there instead of, I don't know. Does the King James version say beat?
Yeah, let's go check 23. Let's check. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't think that God would condone beating kids, but I know that in the Old Testament, God can come off as a very harsh, some people would say narcissist, but I think
Yeah.
once Jesus came and died for our sins, I feel as if do you know Tony Robinson?
Name sounds vaguely familiar.
He's
I'm
a
not really.
motivational speaker.
Oh,
He
yeah.
said that he read the Bible all the way through, and he feels as if God kind of changed over time. So
Grimlock, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. W Grimlock, W666, W Satan, Hail Satan. Appreciate that.
So I do think that I agree with what Tony Robinson said. He believes that God has changed over time because he, in the Old Testament,
Yeehaw! Thanks so much,
killed off
Barnabas.
humanity.
So
flooded
God,
the
wait, so you
earth.
think God changes?
I think he does. I think his love.
Gotcha. So all the verses where it says God does not change, you would just say that those verses are wrong?
It does say God doesn't change.
Yeah, multiple times, yeah.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yep, explicitly, yeah.
I still
Malachi
think
3:6, I am the Lord, I change not. Hebrews 13:8, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
maybe not change is the wrong word, but maybe he grows. Because I see in the Old
Growth is
Testament
a change.
he was very harsh. In the New Testament, he seems a little less harsh, in my opinion.
Yeah, wait, growth is a change,
And
so you would still have to reject all of these books.
yeah, I just know from testimonies from my own life, from millions
Gotcha.
of
I mean, I can't
testimonies
really
I've
speak to your
heard.
testimony, so do you have any more reasons why you think being lesbian is wrong?
Nope.
Otherwise,
Other
well,
than I just don't think that was God's intentions for us.
gotcha.
Just
Well,
similar to how he gave us medicine, we created drugs. He gave
oops, sorry. Fuck, my shit's like lagging out
Ooh.
hardcore. But I appreciate you coming on up here. But make sure you're double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends, doing all that good stuff. And with that, we can go to the very next guest. If you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly -Ian and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Both of them are in my bio. What's up? How's it going? I accept your surrender. Wait, guest, are you there? If you're off the app, I can't hear you. Shit, is my shit cooked? I have no idea. Is the guest still there on your screen?
Yeah, they're just muted.
Yeah, okay. Um, damn. My live is being like super fucked right now. So I'm probably gonna end stream because it's like so fucked. But yeah, thanks for stopping on by. Other than that, we're gonna go raid Dean. Dean's live on It's Not Dean, 2 A's, 2 N's. Love all of you. I'll see you all later. Thanks, Sam, for joining me for this, and we'll
Of
do this again soon.
course.
All right, bye-bye. Bye.
Yang mana? Di follow dulu ya buat kakaknya. Di etalase berapa lagi? Dibantu share-nya sekalian ya, dibantu tap-tapnya dan dibantu share-nya sekalian. Jangan ditunda-tunda dan jangan nanti ya. Kelamaan harganya itu berbeda. Ya kalau kamu